me?
I can hear you, buddy.
Loud and proud, man. What's up, everybody? What's up? I needed this, dude. I wasn't doing shit today. I think we're live.
Where's that picture of me from?
Which one?
On the cover of the stream thing?
Oh, that was when we were at MOB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just pulled that one from Instagram. I pulled that one from my Homebrew for Life Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, let me see how this is working.
I saw you had that post and then you pulled that one of them.
What's up? Last night?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was on a good one with Gavin and Sean, man. Well, I'm seeing that chick, and she's a school teacher. So she's getting it in right now, but school starts up next week, so we can finally go back to regular life. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. What's up, Gnomski? What's up, the Barrages? What's up, Alias? What's up, Jaggers? Mechanical Brewer in the house. We got a porch bomb here from Alias. What are you guys cracking first?
I was waiting on you guys.
Do we all have the same beers?
So I forgot to pick up those beers for myself this week.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
But I got some. I have my Kolsch that I wanted to try anyways, and then I have some Meanwhile beer, so I'm gonna have those.
Nice.
Plus, I still have one of Ron Barnes' beer.
Nice. We got some more Texas love in here, man. We got 2 Texas love in here. What's up, Mr. Jara? What up, Sunset Hound? It's been a minute, man.
Northwest, can you hear me now or no?
I can hear you. It's been a really long week, man.
Can't hear either.
Can't hear either of you guys? Audio output capture.
I'm Max. So
Oh.
Let me go to this. What about now?
Yeah, I looked on YouTube. We're like really quiet.
I can hear you guys.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, it does sound kind of weird. What about now?
Really long week, man.
check.
check.
Can't
Mic
hear you guys.
check. 1 2 1 2.
Give it a sec.
Audio output capture.
I'm binging
Yeah,
that.
here's I was showing Gnome earlier. This is my Kolsch.
What up, Max Kelly? Oh, nice. And that Yingling glass. I'm digging that.
Needs a little bit more time to clear up, but I'm pretty happy with it. Flavor is a little bit on the sweet side. I think I could have hopped it a bit more, but honestly, it's still a solid beer.
Nice.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'll let you pick. There's one I'm looking forward to, but I'm also kind of scared at the same time. The one with the clam juice.
Oh yeah, the Michelada.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's out in Dallas, Fort Worth area. The Martin House Brewing Company. They're the ones that I sent you guys of that Blue Lagoon beer kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
They're the same folks who made that beer. They gave us all green shits.
Yeah. Oh fuck. That's hilarious.
It might give us that echo now, though.
Well,
Good looking out, Jaggers. Good looking out, everybody. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know what you're brewing. I need to do a final gravity reading on my double oatmeal hazy, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be a problem. That airlock was going AWOL when I took off the. Remember I was telling you guys I had that.
Yeah, there was no holes on the.
I've never experienced that before. That was a bummer too because I was.
I guess it was just a misprint, like
It had to be.
like a misproduction kind of thing of that.
Mm-hmm. It was one of the
I'm not
S
yelling
locks
or anything.
ones.
All hazy, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think we're
that
good
looks
now.
Good.
What do we got?
I was expecting it to be like red, to be honest.
Let's go. Yeah, that was weird because it wasn't fermenting or showing signs of fermentation for almost 2 days.
Right.
And then
oh, that's spicy.
and then I looked at it and there was no hole. It was one of those S lock airlocks, like the S ones, like the sushi ones.
I got rid of all of my S ones.
Yeah, it definitely has
Why?
a kick to it. That's for sure.
So I would notice like if I was doing like
Because I got
control
rid of the other
fermentation.
ones.
Oh, the 3-piece airlocks?
I don't like the 3-piece airlocks.
I love them.
Really, yeah, I prefer those personally.
The reason why I don't like the S ones is like if there's a change in pressure or temperature,
It can
like
suck
if
it
it gets
back in.
colder, it's gonna suck the whatchamacallit? The
Star Sand, vodka,
back in.
whatever you're using. All right, here we go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
In my experience, they snap easily as well.
David Heath.
Yeah.
Sorry, we lost his head in the move.
It
There
does
is.
look like there's maybe a touch, like a slight hue of redness to it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I hate tomatoes, but I love micheladas and margaritas or Bloody Marys.
Bloody Marys.
Yeah, this is really good.
That's true.
Who's this by?
Martin Brew House. They're out in Fort Worth area.
Noise.
If we ever go to Dallas, we'll go out there.
Yeah, do you guys get your plane tickets for Schmocksville?
I have not. I meant to look at them this week, but it's just been wild.
Do like a Thursday to Sunday?
That's what I was gonna do.
Jaggers is going
Yeah.
3-piece over S-Lock. I think I'm going to lose this argument. I don't know. I just always like the S-Locks.
I mean, to each their own, right?
Yeah, personal preference.
You're just
They
wrong.
all serve the same purpose.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make or break any style of beer.
I don't
Oh, this is good. This is salty.
Yeah,
This is really salty.
Yeah.
What up, Yeast in the Barrage? What up, Bruce?
Felt like it would be up both of you guys' alley kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeast in the Barrage. I've been chugging
I still have
Pacifico
I still have
lately.
my
I'm not drinking
coupon
tonight
code
though.
for Allegiant.
Shout out to Beast for doing the DD for us tonight, being our designated driver. It's all good though, man. We'll carry you, Beast.
I've never had a michelada, if that's how you pronounce it, but
Really?
Yeah.
it tastes a little bit like salsa to me.
Yeah, it's the tahine, right?
I have no idea.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it'd probably be like, yeah, the tahini would probably be giving that flavor.
I had a homebrew for life video. One of the first ones was how to make a michelada, and it bombed. But we did it. I had some Hispanic buddies come down from East LA, and we just made their recipe and we filmed it, and the video bombed. But
Oh, damn. For
Yeah.
Allegiant, I can only get Friday to Monday flights.
that might work better.
Yeah, whatever works.
That might work better. So what's up? Is anybody suffering from a bad hangover like me?
Yeah, not at all.
You guys were good last night?
Suffering. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Everybody chilled out last night? Nobody got too rootsy?
Oh, yesterday, what did I do? Oh, I was on the sim for quite a bit.
See, I got to get back into the Zelda game, man, but I'm just not into it. I haven't been into it since San Diego, and then I started
Dude,
watching.
I only played Breath of the Wild like one round, and then
It's just too
I've
much.
been playing.
This is too overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
Yeah.
a lot, and then now I have the sim too, so I've been playing that a bunch. Like I've been playing almost like at least 2 hours a day.
And this is kind of a stupid question, but it has to be a racing game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Alia's built a simulator, like a go-kart, virtual go-kart.
Yeah, I can show you it right here.
You gotta do Mario Kart at some point.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think, and I think there's someone made a track, like Rainbow Road for Assetto Corsa.
Yeah.
I need to look it up, and you can drive like actual cars on like Rainbow
Yeah.
Road.
That's
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. So you can like drift and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah. What up,
I
Will?
even
What up,
put,
Todd
like,
Porter?
a box fan in the front, so I could like blow air at me because I like literally like after 2 hours my legs are like starting to cramp.
Get a
and,
fan up in there, man.
and yeah, no, I need to put a ceiling fan for sure.
Carl the Cat, make an enchilada beer and I'd watch it. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the super chatters last
Enchilada
week.
beer.
I mean, I'm pretty much drinking a enchilada beer right now. You know, I don't know how you would make it any more taste like an enchilada, but I don't know. Might be some good clickbait. Todd Porter, man, good running into him last week before Nashville trip. Big shout out to all the barrages. I hit up Portly Gentleman tonight. He's got a massive home improvement kitchen thing he's dealing with tonight. But shout out to him for the super chat for last week. The Brew Show super chat.
yeah.
Brewing Bad TN or Brewing Bad. Ron Barnes always showing love. Party time.
Damn, I leave late on Monday.
Juvenal Hernandez. What time is that flight?
It's 8:42 on Monday.
That's
out
not that
of
bad
Knoxville.
though. You're getting
Yeah, I get in at 10 p.m. That's not too bad.
that's not too bad. it's worse if I were to come in late in Knoxville because there's pretty much no Ubers. You're gonna have a
Yeah,
million Ubers in Austin,
8
Texas.
p.m. I get there at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just book these flights.
Do it. What was up with last stream? Last stream got kind of weird, yeah. Shanakella?
Oh yeah, we had the
Shananakella?
Irishman on.
I took off for an hour and I came back and Owen and him were still up talking. But it was. What time is it in Ireland?
No surprise there.
No, but I
yeah,
mean,
it
what was
was
it?
like
5 in the morning?
5 his time or something like that.
Yeah, but it's all good. I got a no homebrew flight video this week. I'll have a video coming out next week though. I think it's gonna be I think it'll be a pretty good one with the Bent Gate Brewing guys and the Yakima Valley helping me out with the sponsorships, and it'll be cool. And I got a deal going with Anvil. They're having their 3rd version of the Foundry. They're shipping me one out, so I'm gonna make a video on that, like side by side with Clawhammer.
Clawhammer, nice.
Yeah, because I did a poll. What electric systems do you guys like the best? And Clawhammer and Anvil Foundry had the most love above Grainfather. So I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison.
That's cool.
And, yeah, just see what, like, could hold more, what's got better recirculation. Obviously, recirculation means, like, your efficiency is probably going to be better. How chilling it down, heating it up, how long it takes, stuff like that. Should be cool.
Yep.
Obviously, one of them's $1,000, and I think one of them's $500. So you got to kind of, like, make sense why this costs more or this costs less. But as far as the Clawhammer system goes, I think it's got the best recirculation of any system I've ever had.
Yeah, it seems to be built in right on the lid, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, there's a Brew Tools one, my buddy. Check out Agenda Brewing on Instagram. He's Charles Ellis, who you guys met. He's the GM of Yeehaw, but his personal homebrew account called Agenda. He's got the same setup, kind of like Clawhammer, where it's like in the middle of it, but it's more of kind of like a drizzle. I really like how Clawhammer's like spreads it out like a sprinkler.
Sprayer kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really good. What up, man? What up, party time? Party time. Come on in here, man. What's up, Juvenal? Much love for that super chat, Juvenal, out there in SoCal. Got California in the house, man. Yeah, it was late. That last one got really late. It was kind of a good topic about the whole tipping stuff. I just felt like we were just way too drunk and just talking over each other. Or maybe we couldn't get a word in. Usually I'm the guy who dominates the conversation. But Sean and Kella picked up the slack that night. But all good, man. Thanks for coming on, Barrage. Minnesota Fats. He loves his Anvil, too. Get over here. We got a pool shark in the house. So I'm going to make that video, and then I'm going to make the Clawhammer fermenter video, and then, I don't know, maybe a couple short rib videos back to back. You never know, man. You just never know.
We need to find you like a little smoker.
I need the smoker. I need to buy a house now. I'm not going on vacation in a plane for 6 months. I'm just saving up and not taking time off. Party time brewing.
That's fair.
Possibly in an hour or so, cleaning a fermenter, then transferring some beer to carbonate. Right on, man. All you have to tell us about your Kolsch, your brew day. How'd that turn out?
Brew day went good.
Nothing kicked?
Yeah.
No fuses were blown?
No fuses were blown. Everything went smooth.
Noise.
It was nice, clean, fast brew day. Nothing like too crazy. I think my buddy David helped me out with that, and my other buddy Chuck. They're the two other folks who helped me started Brown Man Brewing. They both came by, helped for the brew day. We had some queso and had some beers while brew day happened, and I had the sim set up, so I threw them on there for a little bit and let them
Nice.
see if they could figure it out.
Dude, I wouldn't even watch that. Carl the cat.
It was fun. It was a good brew day, and then most recently I did the Philly Sour brew day. That one took a little over like 24 hours for the fermenter to kick in. But once it did, man, was she roaring. She
Nice.
was roaring.
What
So it's looking really good.
was that the same Philly Sour, the Lalamon packet?
Yes.
Is that the only one?
No, I'm using two.
Yeah. But is that the only, like, when everyone talks about Philly Sour, is that the brand they're specifically referring to?
Yeah, I think because it says Philly Sour on there, right?
It's their own trademark, and nobody else could come out and
Think
call it Philly Sour
so.
now. It'd have to be
But
called something
no,
else if it
you
was
found
White
one
Labs.
that's similar but stronger, right?
Yeah, I don't know the brand it's by. I can look it up, but it's called Sour Vissier.
Yeah, can you throw that in the chat?
Yeah, I'll show you on cam actually. It's from Mascoma. If I can get my camera to, there we go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go. You have the packet with you. Nice.
So supposedly it can go down to 3.2 pH, no problem. Where Philly Sour, definitely had, it's sour but not like in your face.
No, it's like
More,
tart
kind of
sour.
reserved. But not wrong with that either. Like, if
True.
you make the right beer.
Safer bet to distribute too. All the sour beers we do at Highwire, we have to put them in those nice Pinot Noir bottles. You don't want to put those in a can unless it's like 3.5, 3.6 pH.
Right. So I haven't used that yet, but I have heard people usually co-pitch it with SO5 because it's so like potent in terms of acidity.
Yeah,
So I think when I do use it, I'm gonna follow that.
nice.
See how it goes.
No, it feels good to be consistently brewing again, man. So I'm gonna brew next week. This will be like my 4th batch. I don't know, maybe like 4 months now. But I've already got like a whole other like list of things I could tips and tricks I've learned. Like I definitely blew it on buying the smallest keezer. I should have gone the 7 cubic foot one because you can do so much more with that. Because I could only do, if I want to do like an Anvil Foundry or like what's the plastic fermenter you have, Alias?
The Fermonster?
The
or
all-in-one?
The Firmzilla?
The Firmzilla?
The pressure one?
Yeah, like
Firmzilla,
I can only put 2 corny kegs in mine. You can always build a higher collar. You can just take off your 2x4, put on 2x6 or 2x12. But as far as like
Right.
the width
you
in
can't
there,
build wider.
you can't build wider. And people do the 2.5s and put them on the side where the motor is or the.
I think Firmzilla has like a skinny tall one. I forget what model it is.
But I just wish if I could go back, I would have just got the 7 cubic foot one, which I think is only like $50 more, and it doesn't take up that much more space because I can't even do the clawhammer fermenter. I think it's 1 inch wider. It's 1 inch longer than corny cake, so I can only do 1 in there. So I could pull it out, transfer it, and put it back in. But it's just nice to have 2 beers on tap. So
Yeah.
I'm curious, what level of spiciness do you find this beer?
we're going up like 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Six, 10 being like burn your mouth.
Yeah, I'd say about 5 or 6. Yeah, I was curious. It definitely is pretty spicy, but not too aggressive where it like makes it not enjoyable. But I was just curious what your thoughts were.
I'm with you on that. It's definitely spicier than the Budweiser Micheladas, and I do like those. I used to drink those. That was probably the only Budweiser or Bud Light, because I think there's a Bud Light version and a Budweiser version that I would drink from Budweiser. But this is a lot spicier than that.
Yeah.
I think this.
Yeah. Okay.
I think a safer general assumption is like if you're gonna do a michelada and do it to the masses, probably go less with spice than more, and I think it'd be more popular because people can always add to it. People can always put in their their Tapatio or Tabasco or whatever, but once it's in there, you can't go back.
For sure.
Yeah, you can always make things more spicy. You can't
Yeah.
make things less spicy.
Yeah, for sure. Just with the homebrew, the 7 cubic worked out great for me. Worth the extra $50. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna make like a top 10 video on this, and it's actually a top 10 video that like I'm kind of passionate about. That's like good information even for people that have been brewing and stuff. But there's gonna be like some bullshit jokes in there, like the number one rule is like maybe get good at home brewing before you get married or have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, because if you start it now, you're going to be like messier when you first start out. You're just going to be a clusterfuck. You're not going to have a system of like
I mean, if you find the right partner, they'll stick with you through your hobby, right?
they'll brew with you.
They'll either brew with you or just let you do your thing while you're figuring it out. Not
I don't know what I've written
too
down.
stressed about it.
Yeah. What are we going with next though, Noam? There's an IPA in there that caught my eye.
Okay.
An IPA.
Mosaic.
It was a 12-ounce one. I mean, they all caught my eye. Starshine.
Okay, sounds good.
Is that a
so-
thing? That can says "Made in Texas" by Texans too. Is that kind of a thing? Everyone puts that on in Texas.
They're so proud of being from Texas.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, because they are. I don't believe they're like sold out, right? So I think they're
That's
pretty
kind of
proud
letting you
like,
know. Okay.
Yeah.
They're still. I like that. They're still proprietary. Cool.
Yeah, and I think like people want stuff that's like what made in America, right? Like they know where it's coming from, kind of
Sure.
thing.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where that comes from.
Yeah. Beer. It's all going to be made in America. It's just letting you know that they haven't sold out yet, and that's cool.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We got some action. Zach Pearson. I had two 7.5s and they died. My 10 has lasted long now. I think I'd imagine he's referring to a chest freezer. 10 cubic foot. That's a big ass thing. I would want to have a garage for that. I wouldn't want to put that in a
No,
living room.
that's definitely in the garage.
That's definitely in the garage.
size.
Olios, you got some mic reverb action going on.
Oh, maybe I had the mic too close.
We got more Texas in the house.
Now, I think.
Do I?
Referring to
I think that's your boy showing you love, man. What does reverb mean? Should I know that?
It's an effect that naturally occurs. It's basically the sound of the room like bouncing back.
Oh, I have like 0 sound insulation in this room.
Same with me, but it's always kind of weird. You know how this rig is. Everything's kind of changes from one week to the next. Get over here! No, but I might. Because what do? Do you sell your 5 foot cubic foot and get a 7 foot, or you just buy another 5 foot cubic foot one? Just make the same mistake twice and it's all good?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to fix. Apparently, I have reverb as well. I don't know.
Let me see what's
I
going
don't
on.
think it's on my end, to be honest.
Then it might.
no, but I
think
might.
CH put a sound effect on our audio.
Let me try something. Let me go to, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go to, can you guys still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Input device. What's my mic input device? I'm going to go with microphone 2. And I'm going to go with that. Don't blow me up. Hello. Let's check. Hello. And then I'm going to take that away. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? No one can hear me? Uh-oh. Clawhammer supply. Well, that didn't work. For shit.
Aaron, I just poured the.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me?
Oh, Clawhammer's in
Clawhammer in the house. What up, Kyle? What's up, Raj?
Clawhammer supply. Well, that didn't work. For shit.
Still not working. I still got an echo. Man.
Now CH has reverb. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a look tonight. Ali hasn't booked mine. I was waiting to see what the exact dates were. I wasn't sure.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Booze cancels out reverb. Yeah, let's drink more so I can move on from the spicy beer. No. Is it like an OBS issue? Oh, really? Someone kicked off the stop box. I don't know. Someone turned on the stop box. Nice. All right. Yep. You am me now. Yeah, slash IPA. Yeah. Cool. I'll talk a little bit. Check, check, checks. Hopefully it's no reverb. Alias is back. Test him.
All right.
Yeah, I think we should be good now. No?
Alrighty.
Damn.
No CH. Damn.
You need to get yourself like a computer nerd on call and like who fixes all your issues like immediately.
It should work now. Man, this is a bummer. This is a bummer. Someone say something.
It's weird that they can hear me and Alias, but not you. That so. I would
Well,
use
because
that.
sometimes it gets pulled through the Discord.
A computer nerd on call and like who fixes all your issues like immediately.
Hello, 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 hello.
Man, this is a bummer. This is a bummer.
Well, they can hear me now, but I think the
hear you
reverb's
now,
going to come
yeah.
back.
Someone say something.
Okay.
It's weird that they can hear me and Alias, but
Yeah, here we go. Okay, what are we drinking, man? I think that's the problem. We're not drinking beer.
Stargazer or Star Shine or whatever.
Stargazer.
Oh damn, you guys went through that one fast.
Hells yeah,
I
man.
still a little bit
There's
more to
only
go.
one, there's only one Wednesday.
Something. Goose said for me to say something, so I'm saying something.
Does it sound good, Nathan McVeigh? We good to go,
I
everybody?
hear all of you. All right.
Kyle can't make it tonight.
Starshine.
He's playing Earthbound on Super Nintendo.
Who is that one by again? can't
Martin House
remember.
as well, actually.
Martin House.
Is that Martin House?
Yep.
I feel like I send you guys mostly Martin House beers.
No, I think it's just two.
It's all good, bro. We got 50 people
No,
in here right
just
now.
in
What's up,
general.
everybody?
Because the last
really?
one I sent
Oh,
you guys
boy.
their pickle beer. I think
Oh, okay.
every package I've sent to you guys, like I've sent
That was a
a
great
Martin
pickle
House
beer. We need more
Like,
pickle
the-
beers in this world.
That was a good pickle beer.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had many I dislike though. To be fair, there's like two.
To be fair.
5% IPA. You don't see too many of those
You watch
anymore.
Letterkenny?
No.
Oh, that's
I
what
don't
it's
even know
from.
what it is.
That's how it's a show of Canada.
Canada?
Makes sense,
Canada.
Check out Quarterback on Netflix. It's awesome. It's like
Quarterback?
Yeah, it's like NFL Hard Knocks, but it only showcases 3 quarterbacks, and it's like their psyche and what they go through, and keeping their bodies right, and going to therapy and talking to doctors and stuff after they lose, and how to keep their cool, because everyone's so PR'd out, like how was the game tonight?
Yeah.
Well, we tried really hard, but like we couldn't, they
Yeah.
couldn't play whole fourth quarters. And then when they get
That
off
was
camera, they're like fucking
bullshit.
depressed, and they're all down and out, and they're beat up, and their ribs are trying to bust through their skin, and it's only week 8, and they've got all this to go, and this guy just got a big contract, or this guy's up for free agency, and this guy's been a backup for the last 3 years. It's Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota, which is weird. I don't know why he's in that conversation. Maybe because they took like the top guy, the middle of the road guy, and maybe a guy who's like
Bottom of the
fighting.
barrel.
Yeah, so maybe that's why that makes that checked
That
out.
makes
But
sense.
it's
That
really
would make
good. Yeah, Music Gods knows what's up. It's really good. Hopefully I can binge it till like 3 a.m. and then finish it, and I can go back to Zelda.
I still have yet to watch Full Swing.
Pornhub. It's pretty much exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I've watched the first couple of it. The thing about Full Swing is you really need to be a golfer to understand it, because of
Understand
how
it, yeah, that
hard
makes sense.
and frustrating it is. And it's kind of
Yeah.
got that vibe from the football one called Quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback, first and foremost, it was produced by Peyton Manning, and he narrates a lot of it. Maybe it was just
I
the first
think he knows
episode.
what he's talking about.
He knows
too,
what he's
so-
talking about, but he talks about how there's no position in any sport like the quarterback. There's not. You know, like you can kind of say that about pitchers, but like pitchers only pitch once every 5 games. When they're pitching, you know, they're playing defense. When you're playing quarterback, you're trying to score points. You're not trying to
For your offense, yeah.
And it's this one thing where everybody, you know, when it's good, everybody expects that, and when it's bad, you're the problem. It's your fault, you know. So you can't really say that about like a linebacker. You can't really say that about, I don't know, like you can say that about like a cornerback on a play, you know, like if you blow it in the line.
Right. If you blow it on a play or so, like you can blame the wide receiver. You should have caught that, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
but
like,
ultimately, like the quarterback has the ball
he's gonna take the fall.
Yeah, he's the only guy that has the ball every single snap.
Like the captain, right?
Yeah, you all like nowadays you have to be like a symphony guy, you know, like you have to be so smart
You have to do one of everything, like do it all kind of thing.
But just to have it in your head before you can even, and they did this whole episode about like how ridiculous the plays are called. It's like X-wing, slot right, 7-4-5, Niner, Omaha, rumble on 2, hard count. And you hear from your coach in the stadium that's loud. You can't talk to him. There's no microphone. You're just supposed to hear it and get it right, you know, but you don't have a microphone. You can't talk back and be like, what? Like, what? Yeah. What the fuck are you talking about, you know? Yeah. So you always see like quarterbacks like yell over to the side their frustration because there's always like a communication breakdown thing, and they're always holding their helmet like this and that. And you just, I mean, you know it, you see it, but you don't know like you don't know the reality and the frustrations of it when it comes off. He's like, hey man, that wasn't supposed to be a quarterback's keeper, you know, like we had a timeout, you know, and shit like that. So it's definitely interesting to watch. I just recommend it. It's one of those things where I don't think you need to be a golfer to watch it. I think if you're just into just drama or whatever, I think this would be a lot more universal than the Full Tilt thing. But it's Peyton Manning's money and his name behind it. It's really good.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know how, you know, these guys get like cut and shit. And on camera, you have to be like, yeah, it's just, you know, I understand the business side of it and this and that. But when you go home, you're like, dude, I just put my fucking kid in private school. We got another fucking kid coming the way. Now we got to move to like fucking Atlanta or Kansas City now. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Even though these guys are making $20 million a year, it's still frustrating to manage, you know, your family and, you know, keep everybody happy.
Right. The money that they're getting comes with a lot of baggage.
Comes a lot of pressure. You know, a lot of these guys are insomniacs. A lot of these guys are probably, you know, alcoholics, popping a lot of pills and stuff like that, you know, just praying to get through the season and then get your surgeries then, you know, because everyone's playing hurt, everyone's playing beat up, and when they do go down, that's like the final draw. That's like the final, like you know, like all the cortisone or whatever, you know, we finally like blew the ACL out, you know, and shit like that. So it's really good. I recommend it. Really easy to watch. Check it out, Aliaz. You would definitely be into it. I think you would too.
Sounds
no,
good.
Yeah. Baseball's weird, you know, like you can suck forever. Baseball, you could ultimately have an 80-game losing streak in baseball and still make the playoffs. I mean, you'd have to win like, you know, 90 in a row after that, but like that can happen. Like in football, you start out, you're 0-1, you're like, fuck. You start out 0-2 and you're like, we better win the next 2 games. If you start out 0-3, the season's over. Just like that. Yeah.
Like starting pitchers that go 10-10 make millions.
Make $30 million just to go 500.
Dude.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, but that's the thing about football is the losses count the hardest because there's the least amount of games.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird how
the ratio is so
it's so yeah, and it's like the way they shot it's really good because they'll do the Mahomes thing and then they'll do like, you know how they shoot stuff. Remember the show The Office where they actually interview one-on-one talking about that situation?
Yep.
So they do it like that, and just the margins to win and lose in the NFL, like every game comes down to like the last 2 minutes. It's always like a 3-point game, maybe a 4-point game. Like in college, it's like you could beat a lot of teams in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like if UT plays San Jose State or, you know, the Longhorns play some, you know, Texas Christian Alabama mining school or whatever, and the spread's like 60-0. It's like, that's just, you could put a game away in the first quarter, you know?
Yeah.
New Mexico State's going to play USC with Reggie Bush and Lendell White. The spread's 75.5. It's like, why the fuck are you guys even playing this game? I understand that there's a lot of money behind it, but in the NFL, it's like even the best teams, like the Patrick Mahomes guy, you know, he's got still so many come from behind wins. You know, the Chiefs look so dominant. They've won 2 Super Bowls. They just beat the Eagles. They beat the 49ers a couple years before that. And they were in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers and lost to Tom Brady. It's like they look so good, but like every other game, Mahomes has to like work his magic. You know, like in college, he played, I don't know, Texas Tech or something. Like he's pretty much sitting the bench at halftime. The NFL is weird. The NFL is like way more cutthroat than probably any other sport because there's so many lead changes. You know, in baseball, if you get up by like 4, there's like an 80% chance you're going to win the game.
I thought you were going to go in a different way with cutthroat. In football, most people aren't really owed much money. So their contracts, like you can just...
It's good beer, by the way.
Player, whereas baseball, you're locked into that contract.
Dude.
So you can't really just like screw over players.
I know. I should have been a pro baseball player, man. I could have been a fucking billionaire, dog. If I was just like throwing, you know, consistently throwing 100 miles per hour accurately, you know, and had a change up or something. Yeah. If I go back in time, I would have done that, man. Just been a pro baseball player. But, yeah, and even like baseball, it's that weird thing where like if you bat 300, which doesn't happen that often, you're still failing 70% of the time. It's like you're almost like it's not a big deal if you strike out with bases loaded to end a game. You know, it's like, well, there's so many more opportunities. There's so much, you know, it's just like
right. There's so many games in baseball.
Right. If you like, I remember Ryan Howard was on the Phillies and they lost to somebody in the World Series. He just struck out with bases loaded and lost it, and they won. They lost in Game 6 or Game 7 or whatever. Like nobody, you can't like blame him though, you know. But if a quarterback like throws an interception to give up a game, like that's going to be ubiquitous. That's going to be on the internet forever. Like, why did Brett Favre run around to the right and throw across his body? It's one of those things where like he's done it a million times and it's worked, and then when you don't do it, it's like, what a fucking idiot. Like, why would you fucking ever do that, you know?
Yeah.
So
the play that comes to mind in that situation was
his last
Seahawks
play
versus Patriots. Yeah, where instead of giving it to the
Marshawn Lynch,
he tried throwing it. Yeah, and Malcolm Butler cut it off.
That was a weird thing because Pete Carroll could have gone down as like the dumbest coach ever because Marshawn Lynch was borderline unstoppable that game, that season, that era, you know, and they had a timeout still. Like, why would you throw the ball first and goal on the 1 or first and goal on the 2? But what kind of covered Pete Carroll's ass is that he won the Super Bowl the year before that and smoked the Broncos like 55-0. Remember Peyton Manning was a Bronco and he brought in the Super Bowl and they just got rocked. So if he never won it then, like there'd be way more like hatred and memes and, you know, the documentaries for being infamous and stuff like that. Still probably the worst call maybe ever. Like shotgun with Marshawn Lynch, who's like the scariest guy to bring down. You know, just give it to him twice. And I think you have another Super Bowl. But I don't know.
Definitely better chances than you know the play they called, but it's history now.
Yeah, we'll never know. I mean, I think we would know. I think if they gave Marshawn Lynch the ball, they would have had a touchdown. But just, you know, you never know. He could have fumbled it or something. It'd been like one of those famous fumbles, like the Browns and the drive or whatever. The fumble with the Browns and the Broncos back in the day. Like the one dude fumbles. And there's like a Netflix documentary on it like 30 years later, like just reminding like no one ever forgets, dude. No one ever forgets.
What was it? The Jets, right?
Fumble.
Fumble, that's the one.
This
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Come here!
Mark Sanchez, the butt fumble.
Get over here!
Not really any brew news from what I've seen. I was kind of looking earlier today.
Nothing's really going on.
Shit to talk about.
I saw the video that Trent made with Steve. That was cool. The graph.
That was cool.
That was a good one. Clawhammer put out a video. That was cool. It's been kind of mellow, man.
1 gallon batch, right?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, laces out. Giant Beat, he brewed a Belgian blonde and German pills yesterday. Right on. 2 styles in one day. That's awesome. That's what I might start doing with my Foundry and my Clawhammer system.
Get over here!
But no, I got the brew day in. It's smelling good. I pulled my 5-day dry hop yesterday. 2 days I do El Dorado. 5 days after that I do Citra. I smell it through that airlock, and it is
Airlock.
stingy.
Oh, it smells fantastic.
It is stingy. But the magnets work perfect. It's a good trip. Good tip. Good trick. Maybe buy 2 different colors, so you know one that's, maybe a
Which
2-day.
one's what?
Yeah, different
That's a
hop.
good idea.
This is El Dorado, or this is.
You can also write on the outside of like your bucket, like with like a dry erase marker.
Yeah.
So
And
that's when I had for one of my brew days, I had on for Monster, I had on one side a magnet, another side a magnet, and on the clear plastic, I just wrote which one was which. Because it was one would be like a 2-3 day drop, and then the other one was like a 5-6 day drop.
Dude, I wouldn't even use dry erase. Just use Sharpie. I mean, it's gonna last for a few days as long as you needed to, and then eventually it's gonna go away with you cleaning it. But I started doing that on my corny kegs because I think I was telling you guys about this, but I'm having a hard time buying good used corny kegs. And I feel like a lot of times people, when they ship me stuff or whatever, like Northern Brewers shipped me stuff when I first got out here. It's always like the shit that gets recalled or the shit that doesn't work. And it's like,
oh, the returns or something like that.
Yeah. And I'm worried about that with a lot of systems. It's like, hey, we got this new thing. We sent it out. It's like, did you send me one that like got recalled or got refunded or something?
Oh, Jackers. Yeah, I use blue painter's tape as well too.
Well, to be fair, knowing that you have a channel, I don't think they would do that because that would make them look really bad.
I think the good thing about my channel is the people that I'm working with lately, like, really know. Like, when I work with Yakima Valley, they were like, hey, we watched, like, your last 5 videos. We really get it. So I'm like, okay, good. Because if it's, like, a copy-paste thing and I start saying all this off-the-wall shit, they could be rubbed the wrong way. But it's like, well, also, you didn't really look at my channel. You just did your little bit algorithm thing and sent out,
Right.
So I kind of ran it by Yakima Valley. I think they know what they're getting into because this video is fucking wacky. My last video was wacky. All my videos are wacky, but this video is like, this is like the one with like the cats and the tweakers, and then like at the end I'm gonna be the tweaker or something. I don't know. This video is gonna be weird, but they know what's up. It's cool, and that video will definitely be live next week because all I really have to do now is just wait a couple more days to dry hop. I'm gonna just rip off my beer line. I'm not going to even clean shit anymore. I'm just going to put on new beer lines every 3 or 4 batches. Clean the faucet, get in there a little bit, and then I don't want to force carbonate at all anymore. I just want to have it at 10 psi for 3-4 days, and that'll be perfect for Wednesday. I don't know. What's your guys' take on forced carbonation? Do you think you shake it up, or do you think you?
I don't shake anymore. I literally just set the thing at 30 psi, hook it up, and let it sit for a day and a half to 2, and then I'll put it down to 10 psi, like purge it 10 psi, and it's good to go.
Yeah. Juvenal Hernandez. Sorry, what's up?
Very similar here. I do 2 days at 30, 1 day at 20, and then usually set it at serving 10.
Serving pressure.
Dude, that's so high. Yeah. That's so high. I remember even commercial breweries back in the day were doing like 2 days at 24, bleed it off, and then go back to like 10 for the next couple days. I don't know. Had to have it at 30 psi for overnight. Kind of scares the shit out of me. But shake it at 50 psi. Goose Fraba's a legend.
Damn.
What's the trick to dry hopping on day 2? I've done it in the past, and I feel the hop burn killed that batch. Hop burn goes away. Sometimes you're gonna have that. My tip with dry hopping is typically I only use 1 dry hop, and I just wait till there's no activity in the fermenter or in your airlock. There's no action going on. Maybe even wait another day after that. So fermentation is terminal. It's just done, and then I pull it. But for this batch this recipe that I took from Bentgate Brewing, it was, I don't know how much you looked into it, Gnome. But it was like, had a 1 day dry hop, a 2 day, a 3 or 4, and like a couple 5s. I was like, I can't do that. I can't do all that for a YouTube video.
That's a long time.
I'm not going to wait another week, So I just did the 2 and the 5. So I'm just sticking to that, So just, I don't know. When it's done fermenting, pull the 1. I'm waiting 3 days later, and that was yesterday. I pulled my 2 ounces of Dorado which is my favorite hop to dry hop with.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good hop. I have to go back and watch your video. Which one? I have to go back and watch my videos. I used to know how to brew. But it feels good honing your shit in again. Like I feel like it's not about like
You did that overnight mash, right? With that one, right?
I did the overnight mash. Everything looked good.
How'd that go?
It went great. I brought it up to 180 the next day, maybe 190. Killed it. That whirlpool, I put in my dextrose.
You didn't do a boil?
I didn't do a boil. No.
Ah.
This recipe at Highwire, I'm kind of like ripping off theirs. It was a really good hazy IPA that I liked, and they had no hops in for a boil. I think they brought it to boil and knocked out just for, sanitation purposes.
Sanitation purposes.
I don't even think they put in hops to flame out. I think it was all just dry hopped, and it was so good.
Yeah. 0 IBU. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I did is I think I threw in a half ounce. No, I threw in a half ounce of both Citra and El Dorado at flame out with my 3 pounds of dextrose. And it's a bummer because like you can't stir as good as you can on the anvil foundry on the claw hammer because you've got the heating element right there. So you're kind of like clank, 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 clank. So you're kind of stirring it from the top, but you want to be stirring it from the bottom, and that's a lot easier to do on the anvil, which I didn't even think about till right now. But I stirred the shit out of it for half an hour. I know everything got broken down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to this batch, but now it's like this is my fourth or fifth batch since I've been out here.
And you did no chill as well, right?
No chill.
Nice.
No chill.
Nice.
Yeah. So now it's like, hey, let's start making like good beer again. I want to really start honing in good beer recipes.
Some recipes, yeah.
Yeah, because the only batch I really liked was like my dark lager. After that, the batch that we did was okay. We did the orange creamsicle. It still wasn't as creamy as I wanted to. That's because I think we used Safe Ale 04 or 05. We didn't use.
Yeah, we used the Safe Ale 04.
Yeah.
Low starting gravity as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we were pretty low on gravity.
We didn't even do it. How did we sparge, or how did we do it? Was it Franken system? Did we even have? Did we even have the basket for it, or was I using the anvil basket?
It
was all whack.
Your anvil basket.
Yeah, you got to use it. Yeah, Brewing Bad. What's up, dog? No chill, no boil, no problemo, no problemo.
Yeah, we definitely Frankenstein that one.
We Frankenstein that one. The beer paid for it. It was a good beer. Was it a great beer? Absolutely not. Is it a drinkable beer that you could share with your friends that aren't really going to notice soft flavors? Yeah, you'll be fine. But I'm pretty particular about my shit. The dark lager was good. And then I did a video on dry yeast versus liquid yeast where I just used the Lutra. And that beer was good. It was great beer. It just looked like shit in the video because it wasn't carbonated. Like I was still filming that day before I wanted to go live. But this video will actually, this beer should be a good beer. This beer should be a good beer. And I'm kind of embracing having the hop burn. But again, you just purge that. Give it a couple days. Just that shit goes away.
Yeah, that can go away.
Clawhammer Supply, overnight mash is where it's at. Clawhammer, let us know, man. Let us know, man. Have you beat Earthbound yet? He was cracking me up. We were in Asheville last week, and we were looking at.
Oh yeah.
He used to have this game, Earthbound, which is a total sleeper game back in like '94, '95. Yeah. But it's worth about $200 or $300 now. And he was like, "Dude, I used to have it. I had the big box and this and that, and we're looking it up on eBay, and it's selling for like $2,000.
Yeah, the big boxes are worth shit.
The big boxes are worth the most because nobody kept the box. Sometimes the manual alone's worth more than the game. No one kept the manual or the any of the sleeves. Some of them came with posters. Some of them had like Pizza Hut promos. I remember I bought the Turtles arcade game for NES, and you could open it up and cut the back out of the booklet and get a personal pan at Pizza Hut.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It is a long ass game.
Definitely heard of the game.
Earthbound?
Yeah.
Oh, it was one of those games where it just didn't. I think it was big in Japan. It never really had too much publicity in North America.
Following here, kind of thing. Yeah.
And then 20 years later, people are like, "Whoa! Like this game is badass." It's got a lot of pop culture references in it. It's trying to kind of not be funny, but be. Most Japanese role-playing games are like 16-year-old kid hits his head, wakes up on an island, now he's got to go save the world or something, This has kind of a more of like a pop culture reference to it. Come here. The Brew Show. Let's get him on here, man. No, that was awesome, though. And like I said, if anybody ever has the opportunity to go to Asheville, Kyle's address is 1304 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm just kidding. Get your asses to Asheville. It's the best city, man. And when you guys come out here, maybe we could do that like on Sunday.
Okay.
We'll just get our own Airbnb. Like I don't want to. There's
Close on him. Yeah.
well, not even that, but like there's no. There's 3 guys. There's a couch and a bed. We're too old to be going commando and stuff like that. But we'll get our own place. But maybe Kyle and Emmett could team up with us on one of those Sundays at Burial or Dissolver or something. Kyle's listening to. Okay, Kyle, can 4 of us come freeload? Actually, we'll take the upstairs. We'll take your house, and you and your family can stay in the Airbnb. We'll call it even, man. Come here. Yeah, Zach Pearson, he randomly got it when he was a kid. Yeah, Earthbound was a weird one. It was like this, the weird neighborhood kid would come over. He's like, you got to play this game. Like, no, we don't. No one's ever heard of it. He's like, just trust me. Just pop it in. Like, whoa, dude, this is like Chrono Trigger. This is better than Secret of Mana. Come here. Noam, how you doing on your beer?
Come on down.
Almost done. Which, by the way, this is a pretty good sessionable for 5%.
And I like how they still call it an IPA. Just get rid of the word session. Just call it a 5% IPA. That's good marketing.
I think they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Do they call it session?
To me, this is definitely a sessionable.
Oh, for sure. I think anything under 6 for IPA would be considered session.
Yeah.
What's the perfect IPA ABV? Probably like 6.5.
I would say 6.5. Yeah.
Like mid
6.5.
Yeah.
What's the Julius? What up, James Andrade? What's up, dog? Come here. What up, Cityscape? Is this Cityscape the famous YouTube channel? Let me do some detective shit really quick.
See who's who?
Cityscape.
Yeah, I was watching a video of his earlier, actually.
Who?
Second place, one of his hazies.
Whose?
Cityscape.
Who's the mead brand I'm thinking of? But Cityscape does have a YouTube channel.
Doing
Check
the
him out
most?
as well. Nah, who's the big one?
City Steaders. Or something like that.
City Steading.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. They've got
It's
a couple
like
hundred
husband
thousand.
and wife combo.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's
They
a
make all kinds of different fermentations.
that's a tough thing to do too. To consistently, just make mead stuff. I mean, beer's tough. That's a little bit tougher. Shit, man, we're getting that love, man.
Time and stuff like that.
We got Steven out there. Oh, he's sniping in the tower.
Back off, war child.
He's sniping in the tower. Goose Fraba, man, coming in hot for 15 months. Much love, Braj. Goose Fraba. Steven out there. Northwest Small Batch. I will drink 3 beers in your guys' honor. Cheers, y'all. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Goosey, out there in Texas. All right, what are we going in for, Goose? Or no?
I don't know. Apparently, people are saying my volume's low, but I think it's just me talking low.
Let's go to Pine House.
What?
Okay.
And I was going to make a video on that. I was going to make just my favorite breweries in America. And I was going to do... what was the one that we liked? Pine House in Austin, but what was the other one? The first one we were at?
Meanwhile?
No.
Meanwhile, it's really fucking sick in my opinion, but
Austin Beer Works.
Oh, Austin Beer Works, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was I'd probably recommend that one. Well, they didn't have food though, did they?
They had food trucks outside, yeah.
They had food trucks outside. Was that the one where we wanted to go in the back and the guy was like, nah, I'll just answer your questions too. Yeah. And we just want to go back and touch all your shit and hit your buttons and, jump around and fuck everything up here. Is that chill? Get over here. No, I like that one. Pine House. And what was my third favorite?
St. Elmo?
I like
St.
St.
Elmo's
Elmo a
pretty
lot,
good.
but if I were to recommend one, what was Meanwhile? It'd probably be Meanwhile. I think that was the one. That's probably the one I'd recommend the most.
Yeah.
That's where you guys got
Yeah.
the you guys got the pizza at.
Yeah, that's where we got pizza at, yeah.
That's where Fish worked, Sunset Hound's sister, where they had that big stage.
Well, she's no longer there, actually.
Ooh, is that some drama for the baby mama, or is
I
that
don't think so.
good?
She's just found a better position somewhere else.
Cool.
So.
What do you got there? Is that me? No. Yep.
Yeah, it's the electric jellyfish.
Look alive.
There we go.
Pine House, baby.
I hope it's a little good. It's like I meant to send it to you guys like 2 weeks earlier. So
It's all good, man. I'm due. I got the next batch.
all right, I'm gonna go grab a beer.
Yeah, you are.
Noise.
All right, I'm finally feeling it. I'm finally finding my groove, man. And again, much love, Goose Fraba, and much love, Steven. What's up, Sparger? What's up, fellas? Is anyone tired of all these Temu commercials on YouTube? They actually hit me up. Temu reached out to me. They're like, hey,
What is that?
like a new Amazon. I think. Just, a lot of shit for half the price. But they hit me up. It was like an anvil and like a toothbrush holder. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to incorporate this into.
Market this.
I think it was Timu. I could pull it up here in a second. But
Get over here.
Todd Porter, when you recommend cities, I recommend for the best beer and vibe, Knoxville, Albright Grove for beer and Zool for the vibe. That's good. I've never been to Albright Grove. Well, here's the thing. Me and Noam, we've been to Zool. That's where you had that crazy porter or that pastry stout.
Big old stout, yeah.
And then was it an Albright or a Bridge? But we went to their sister company called the Oak Room. That was that sour room, Noam, off Central.
Yeah.
With the big,
tremendous.
yeah. What are the big wooden fermenters called?
Fooders.
And they had like, I don't even know, like 50 barrels of them. I mean, that one was gigantic. That vertical one.
Yeah. That was the actual food, and a lot of the other ones were just barrels, but they were like stacked to the ceiling, and they were in rows.
Yes.
They had like nice tables and chairs in between them.
Yeah, I'm due for that. I got to go over there. I got tomorrow off, man. What's up, Kurt Pick? Been a minute, man. Hope all's well.
Wow.
But I'm down. I'm down with Todd Porter. I heard that like 10 years ago in Knoxville, all the restaurants were like just Applebee's and Chili's and Sizzlers and Denny's and stuff like that. So it's a good time to come in. The breweries are coming in. The restaurants are coming in. I don't know if Kyle's still here from Clyhammer, but I remember when he came into Highwire, he was like, whoa, man, like, this is not how I remember Knoxville. I think it's kind of hit its stride in these last 5 or 8 years. But, yeah, Knoxville's rad. Definitely not as rad as Asheville, but maybe a little cleaner. Asheville's kind of –
Really?
I mean, I don't know. There's some grit out here in Knoxville. The
river.
The one thing I do like about Knoxville, though, is they have the college football team, which is awesome. I love Peyton Manning. I love sports. I was never a college guy, but I instantly got pretty hooked, and then they were pretty good this year, and they beat Alabama. I think they're in the top 5 for next year. I think Georgia's going to be number 1. Georgia's probably going to be on a good one for the next, 2-3 years. Yeah. No, Knoxville's the shit, man. What's up, Bitch Wreck? Word's getting out on Knoxville. I think the word is out on Asheville, but I just got to buy a house, man. I just wish my money wasn't so stupid in the eyes of the lenders. All right, we're going in. I was hanging out with my buddy Gavin last night. He was telling me he makes $15,000 a month. I was like, you're paying,
Cool.
If you're talking about money, you're paying for all the drinks from here on out, motherfucker.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
this is how this works. What's up? We were going at it last night too, because he's kind of like a piece of shit, like bar fighter and stuff. But whenever I get riled up, I'm like, let's go, dog. And we were like wrestling last night at a bar in between two. We were like just kid. We were like, hey, we got to kind of chill out after that. But I remember Sean and Rachel were like, all right, it's time to go. Like it's before something really bad happens. But
Yeah.
no, it was fun. It's kind of cool to reconnect with that barrage. All right, Noam, did you go for it yet?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sit on that. Really good.
What up, Chris Vatica?
Oh, it looks good.
Knoxville's awesome. I heard Chattanooga's awesome. I've heard like 75-25 on Johnson City. I've heard a lot more good than bad about Johnson City, but I've heard Chattanooga is like the best. It's this weird town that's built around an old train station. Like there's this railroad, I think, that goes around, and a lot of companies
The
like
Chattahoochee River.
yeah, a lot of the brands play off it, So we'll have like, I don't know, Chattanooga River or Railway Brewery, or everything's got kind of like a Tombstone vibe to it. But I've heard just nothing but really good things on Chattanooga and Lexington, Kentucky. I need to go up there because that's only an hour and a half north, straight shot north. I've heard Lexington is phenomenal. 50-50 on Atlanta. I get it. It's a giant city. It's probably like super cool here, super sketchy here, super cool here, super sketchy here. Maybe not as bad as Baltimore or something, but Atlanta's not that high on my list. I would much rather go to Chattanooga or Lexington, or just
Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia. That's like the number 1 place that's recommended. Savannah, Georgia, and then Charleston, South Carolina.
So my buddy, him and his wife moved out there.
Do they like
As long as
it?
they love it there.
I know,
They love
man.
it there.
Everyone likes it. Todd Porter, Chattanooga is okay. I have friends that live there, and it's where we were just before Knoxville that weekend. Good to know. Good to know. Cityscape Brewing. Chattanooga has several in walking distance of each other, which is nice. Only been once. Best factor of going on vacation is just walkability, man. That's why.
Walkability. Yeah.
That's why Asheville is the best. And I do want to go up to the
That's
other
why I
Portland.
like Vancouver as well, because
Yeah.
like all the breweries I went to were all walking.
Yeah.
And like they
Especially if
have
you're talking
like,
about breweries.
huh?
Like, especially if you're talking about breweries, you don't want to drive into
Yeah.
breweries.
And even still like also the public transportation system around there is really good. Like you can hop on the bus, you can
Right.
like take the metro or whatever. Like
You're not going
just
to see
down-
a junkie with a syringe in his arm like you
No,
are in
it's
Portland,
pretty,
Oregon.
Pretty good in
Dude,
Canada for that.
shooting up to you, shooting up in front of you. You know, I was there with this
Yeah,
chick
you'll
I was
see
dating
that
for
on,
7
like, New
years.
York
It was
Transit
like,
line.
yeah, man, like broad daylight. This guy's just on a bike and he dropped his syringe, didn't even care. Like went down and shot up right in front of us. I was like, whoa, like I can deal with that, but like I don't want like a girl seeing that. I don't want like a girlfriend or like a wife or obviously a kid seeing that. But I was just like, fuck,
Yeah.
man. And that doesn't mean that Portland, Oregon's like everyone there is like that. But that was where I did see it. And I was just like, whoa, man, this guy just shot up on a main street. Like if I can see you, business owners can see you, a cop can see you. Like you don't give a fuck. But
Yeah.
Savannah, I'm sorry. Other than that, though, Portland, Oregon is phenomenal. There's tweakers everywhere, junkies everywhere. I just never saw it like that before. But it's all the time we have.
No.
Banana balls? What are we going on? Savannah?
Oh,
Savannah
there's Savannah Bananas, the baseball team.
The Harlem Globetrotters? Dude, how come
Yeah,
it feels
it's
like we've
bad.
only been on for
Pretty much
5
what
minutes?
They did with baseball.
Been here for an hour. All right, smells
Problem is,
great.
like-
Smells great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is like their games are all sold out, and it's not like
Yeah.
it's not like a Major League Baseball team where they're playing like every day.
Yeah, no, that's
Right.
not. They don't have as many games as like a major league team does.
There's a dude that was on UT last year. When I say UT, I'm always talking Tennessee because Alias is UT as well, right?
Yeah, UT. Yeah, University of Texas.
We're the original UT though. We were around like 100 years before you guys, maybe like 1,000
Is
years.
it?
I think we were. Yeah. I'll bet money on that. I'll bet a $2 bill.
$2 bill, an actual $2 bill.
University of Tennessee. I'm gonna go with like 200 years old.
Then in 1883,
Is that me or you?
that's Texas.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Who's the original UT?
University of Tennessee. You are correct. 1794.
My God.
I'll be right back.
That is old as fuck.
It can only be one. There can only be one UT.
1794.
1794.
1883.
But it's always changed its names around. It was called Blount College, and then it was East Tennessee College, and then it was East Tennessee University. It's the same college, though. I don't know. It's all the time we have.
And in 1883. So you were close about the 100 years.
Yeah, I just threw that out there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. We got the update. We might have party time barraging in here in a second. Brewing bad, over 200. University of Tennessee is the OG UT over University of Texas. I'm surprised University of Texas is that old, to be honest with you. I thought it started like maybe like the 50s. I was way
When
off.
did Texas become a state?
Love to see their Savannah Bananas, but all the games are sold out. I would love to do the Twin Cities up in
1845.
Minnesota for
That's why.
what's up?
So Texas was never. So, University of Tennessee was founded before Texas was even a state.
That would have
So
a lot
we
to
were
do
still
with
a
it.
country at that time.
That would have a lot to do with it.
Yeah,
This beer is killer, man. Pinehouse makes some killer shit.
Yeah, it's
they
pretty good.
make fantastic beers, my guy.
I would put this up there with the Julius Treehouse's beers. This is just a really good hazy. There's no off flavors. There's no bite. There's no hop burn. It tastes like an orange Julius. It really does. It's phenomenal. What's the breakdown of Hopskis? Oh, it's $5 a
If I had to
beer.
guess, it would be Citra for sure.
I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Eldorado.
the 4-packs are pretty expensive on the
$20 for 4.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Dude, I made that T-shirt as a joke, and now it's like too cheap.
It's actually, yeah, you're actually undershooting it.
I was
now.
undershooting
Yeah.
it. Death before
Oh, for sure.
$18 4-packs. It's like $18 is like
You should have like a
not.
cross out
Yeah.
and say $20 and say fucking and parentheses fuck inflation.
Yeah. I don't even know what a 4-pack costs in California now. 25, $30, man. What about UTI, University of Tennessee International? Only way out is chugging cranberry juice. Bad dad joke. Come here. Bad dad joke is correct. Get over here. But it's A for effort. RT Strider. Todd Porter had Julius before the stream, man. Much love.
Back off, War Child.
So
seriously.
there's a hazy that they used to do. I don't know if they will have to bring it back, but it's called Man of War, and that's to date is my favorite hazy IPA from them.
Pine House.
Yeah. And but they also have one called Trading Binds, and I'll send that to you the next package I send out.
This beer is
Training
phenomenal.
Training Binds, something like that.
I'm going to nurse this one.
I really love that one, and that one's like 7%. This one's I think only like 6.5, 6.8%.
What do they sell those individual beers for? Like $6-7?
Well, so I've been like I'll either buy the 4-pack or like sometimes at HEB they'll have cans individually for sale.
Nice. No, this is a good beer, man. Do they do any of the awards and stuff like that?
I don't think so.
I feel like the best breweries don't do awards. Treehouse, Pine House.
I think breweries that
Homebrew for
are
life.
proven they don't do it because they know their beer is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had some douchebag come in.
And it's also like a pain in the ass too, right? Like
Yeah.
especially like a lot of breweries don't bottle anymore, right? Like bombers aren't a thing.
Just to go out of your way to like
so they
package
don't even
this
have
one
machinery
bottle.
to like to go out of their way to bottle, right? Like
Yeah.
Probably send cans, I would assume. I don't know exactly how the rules are, but
I thought most of them are all like you still have to do bottles now.
I would think GABF, like you're probably sending kegs, to be honest. I mean, like mini keg or something
That's
like that.
true,
Like
that's
maybe
true.
5-gallon or something.
Like a 6 or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this dude that came in
Could be
last
wrong.
week.
I'm not
and,
really sure.
And he was talking about this is why I don't really want people knowing that I brew beer. People don't even know about it at Highwire till like 6 months in because there's a lot of beer snobs out there that I really fucking hate. I just hate people that like have to one up this and talk about metals and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And like straight out of the gate, like he was like, "Oh, dude, like I work at this one brewery, but like everyone's trying to give me a job right now. It's like so stressful. Like everybody wants me to like work for them." I'm like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'm a beer rep." I'm like, "I don't think you're in that high of demand. Trust me, dude. Like I think unless you're like a master brewer, just slave on it, or you've got crazy X's and O's to run a business, I don't think being a beer rep at a mediocre brewery is like people are gonna part the sea for."
Yeah.
But I mean, everything he said was just like he made me want to do a skits. I thought about like just stealing this like every like verbatim what he was saying, and he was like, "Yeah, man, like I've been in the industry for like 10 years. I've been going to breweries, so like I'm not saying my palate's like the best, but it's like pretty good and this and that." And he was just naming off all these breweries to us. Like, have you ever gone on down to this brewery and like checked them out? They won like silver medal at GABF and all this stuff. And I was like, man, here's what I do know. I've been around the game for a long time, and the breweries that are making the most money, they have the most kids at them. That's like kind of the bottom line. Like we have a silver medal or whatever, second place for a Japanese rice lager at Highwire. It's
Oh, that one was good.
yeah, but it's our least selling beer. You could have all the medals and all these awards and stuff like that, but it really doesn't mean shit except for the people like us. And he's like, "Nah, man, like it comes down to like winning awards and stuff like that." And I was like, "All right, man, I can't talk with you anymore. It's got nothing to do with that. We literally just
don't mean shit to the general public.
not only that, but like this Pine House beer, you're like, they don't do awards. Treehouse doesn't do awards. I don't think Pizza Port does awards. Maybe at one time, maybe in the
Maybe
the 80s.
maybe they did or they used to, or like maybe the beer does have awards. They just don't advertise it.
Yeah. So
Like,
this
it's
guy,
their flagship beer.
yeah.
It's their flagship beer.
And
winning an award.
I think
can
he asked
put,
us for a
like,
job
bumper on
after
the
him.
map, but if you're someone that's already selling your beer well, you really don't give a fuck about that.
Not only that, but do you think it could do
don't need
worse? Like if your beer's
that.
selling, it's like, why would I even like mess with this? Because if we
Because say
win,
if it doesn't do as well.
right, and everyone's
and-
like, well, this one did better than this one now. It's like, well,
you
okay,
go.
so let's go try that one now or something. You know, like it might be a double, edged sword. If your things are selling and moving, I wouldn't mess with anything. I wouldn't mess with trying to get a number, a blue ribbon to put on your brewery. And the San Diego breweries that did that, they'd put them on their tanks, because a lot of fermenters were in the tasting room. Like you could just go walk up and see the Home Depot bucket with, the hose going into it. And they would have a blue metal that they would hang, or whatever metal, for second or third place, and they would hang around, the handle of the fermenter. And I don't think anybody really cared. Maybe like 5 or 10 years ago, it could like stand out to someone that was like brand new to craft brewing or brand new.
I think like in the start of the whole like craft beer craze kind of thing, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I think now at this day, because of how populated craft beer is, I think, and because a lot of people see breweries as like, hey, you guys want to go grab a drink or whatever, like we can start off at a brewery, right? Like they're not going there because like, oh, they have this award-winning beer, we should go there. Like unless like you're big in the brew scene, like you wouldn't know that or you wouldn't care about that, I think.
And if you do win the award, now you have to be the douchebag that lets people know you won an award, right? Like you have to be like, hey, come on down. We have a fresh new batch of our Strata back on. It just won like gold medal JBF or whatever. And it's like, well, now it's like cringe, Now it's like, so Battle Mage won an award. I think they got second place for their Hoppy Amber, and they're doing all these parodies of it on their Instagram videos, which is fun. They're like, nothing's going to change around here. Then he's like whipping a coworker, he's like sitting down, he puts his feet up, and then another employee like runs in and slides to be there's like a foot rest. I'm like, that's
funny.
It works that way.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, hey guys, we have the number one beer, we got, the first place out of all this, like come on down and try it. And they're also kind of creating that monster of like, what if people are like, oh really? Like, I didn't think that was that good at all. You hyped it up so much, it's just impossible.
Sure about that?
Yeah, it's just impossible to live up to the hype.
Oh, it won? You sure about that?
I do think it's like I said, if you're a small brewery, if you're doing like 7 barrels max, or if like you're like,
it's got to feel good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're getting the recognition, and there are breweries that are like pumping out like 60 barrels,
good.
and like your beer in a blind taste test did better than theirs. So
right.
I think, it's something to be proud of.
Right.
But yeah, like I don't think it's gonna bring people into your brewery.
No, I hear you. RT Strider, here in Pensacola, Florida, we have one of the highest production breweries in the state of Florida, top 3, and it's an eatery first, brewery second. McGuire's Irish Pub, and won awards at Florida Beer Cup recently. That's kind of what you were talking about, Alias, last week. It was like, I don't really like going to breweries where I just want to go in there, and they're like, we got to go to the hostess, and now she's going to seat you at a table. So I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want a fucking beer. I don't want
a beer.
Yeah, I want to go up to the bar. I want to ask 2 questions. I don't want to wait. I don't want to be seated. I don't want to outdoor, indoor thing. I want to go up to the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it simple. Like I'm 100% behind that. Like,
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
What happened to Vodka? Chris Vodka got voted the sweetest boy in school. He's the sweetest boy in here, man. He's got the dookie up there. Him and Alias. Shout out to everybody who's in green right now, though, man. Much love.
Back off, war child.
Green and
seriously.
blue.
Green and blue. He's the shit, and he's the moderator. He's got the little wrench right there. He can go in there and block all y'all. Vodka went to an all-boys school.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
Sounds expensive. Cityscape Brewing, man. Yeah, if anybody wants to come on, I think it might be Party Time James. We still hanging out. Shout out to the 46 people that are still here. Much love from Knoxville.
Kind of take care of some stuff.
My
before,
shitty face
but
is coming to you live from Knoxville. We got Rhode Island and Austin, Texas in the house. I hit up
Next
that
time
dude.
you guys are here, I'll throw you guys on the sim.
Let's rock and roll, man.
I want to so bad, dude.
Hells yeah.
I got
Look,
dips.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like beer
Hell
that
yeah.
much.
I gotta.
You should get a chalkboard, and I'll be the first to write my name in that bitch. I want to play that
Oh,
so bad.
put up lap times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
go.
no, like, so like dive bars around here, they'll have
Oh,
like a chalkboard.
for like your turn on like darts or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
What up, Alamo?
Yeah.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
A lot of these competitions
Looks
are
so
also
much fun,
judging
dude.
to a
Like,
specific style. Some delicious beers are outside of the style guidelines, so that gives them a bad score. But who cares if the
Hey,
beers
new
are?
subscriber, let's go.
Did we get a new subscriber? Devin Hoff. What's
Yeah.
up, man? Much love, Raj. Big shout out to the people that were showing me love earlier, too, man. We got Goose Fraba, and then we got Northwest Small Batch Brewing supporting this channel through the memberships. Much love,
Always,
man.
always.
Always showing love. And I know I love doing the stream, but it's always better when I upload a video, and I haven't uploaded in a long time. Well, I uploaded a clip about
You uploaded a clip from one of the
Adam Makes
streams.
Beer. Adam Makes Beer. When we were talking about scaling up.
Yep.
But like,
And
it's,
then, I guess I'm thinking about the Hoppy Hour channel too. Yeah.
that was a good one. The Anchor Steam one. It got
The
like
Anchor Steam one was good.
it got number 1 on my last 10 videos. I think the one before that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it outbeat the whole Bud Light controversy thing was such.
Yeah.
It was such clickbait. Like everybody. Theo
Especially the
Vaughn,
timing.
Joe
The
Rogan was like, "Hey, we got to talk about this next day and get it up the next day." You know, like I did it like a week or two later, but that's it's all cool to hear everyone's kind of take on that. But
Yeah.
that one did really well. But that's just like people have to click on that. Like, is CH gonna blow it? Is this guy gonna, someone gonna get in hot water or this and that? But that was cool. I heard that chick got like left Budweiser. Like Budweiser was like, "Hey, we're not going to back you anymore." And it's like, "Well, you backed me, and then you took backlash, and then you dumped me." She's like, "Well, fuck you now, Budweiser or Bud Light."
Yeah.
Which you knew that
yeah.
was going to happen. You know, like it had nothing to do with humanity. It was all about like
Oh, it's all about
a money grab.
bottom line.
The bottom line IPA, baby. The bottom line.
What's the word we're looking for? Margins. Margins. That's
Behind the
one.
curtains. Yeah. What up, Chalky White? What's up, dog? So nobody really won in that. Everybody lost. She probably got a bunch of money up
Well,
front, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't. In the end of the day, I don't think like Anheuser-Busch lost there.
They lost a lot of money on that.
They did,
Yeah.
yeah.
They lost a lot of money on that.
Ooh.
But here's the
Bud
thing.
Light.
Yeah, Bud Light lost a ton of money on that. But
Yeah.
but here's the thing. Not a lot of people knew who Dylan Mulvaney was, and obviously they're in theater. They're, trying to do the whole influencer thing on Instagram. She
Yeah.
got a lot of shine out of that. So she won. Maybe not won forever, but I think that she became a household name. The old saying, like, any press is good press, whether it's good or bad news or whatever. Like, she became a household name. Whether she sues Budweiser now or hates Budweiser or they hate her or sue her, we still know her name. She's still gonna, she's a Broadway
Honestly, I didn't
performer.
know the
Yeah.
name until you told me.
Yeah. Yeah. So
When was that? Like
probably
a
like
couple months back?
2-3 months ago. 4 months ago. Yeah, music got, they're still losing money. No, they are. But it also goes back to like it also goes back to that other thing me and Kyle were talking about. It's like, oh, people are like, I'm gonna go boycott Bud Light or this and that, and they're not gonna buy it. They're gonna go down and buy, the thing on the shelf below it. But it's like, it doesn't matter.
Owned by the same company.
Yeah, Budweiser owns that whole shelf, It's like, yeah, like Budweiser owns that whole fucking liquor store in that whole town too. It's not even gonna matter. They might be losing
Yeah,
money
your
on
average
Bud
person
Light, but
doesn't
they're,
know that,
what's up?
Your average person doesn't know that. They just
The average
like,
person
think
does not
it's
know
all
that. They
separate
think they're
companies.
really boycotting it. Yeah, and then they're going to buy
Yeah.
Goose Island or they're going to buy Golden Road or something. It's like, that's Budweiser too. That's AB
I'm
InBev.
going to their
Back off,
competition,
child,
which like,
seriously.
it's not their competition at all.
So
We got Sydney in the house, man. Australia. What's up, Warren Cox?
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I'm looking at the stocks.
Look
So-
at Dylan Mulvaney screaming at Budweiser or Bud Light.
So it's funny, like their stock actually went up a couple days after, and then it went down to their lowest in a while, and it's starting to go back up since June.
Good time to buy low.
Yeah, so like if you bought like end of May, beginning of June.
Yeah.
I mean, it's growing back slowly.
What's that comedian's old saying? He's like, whenever there's a plane crash or a plane goes down, like buy stock in that the next day because everyone pulls out and it gets low, and then a week later everyone's forgot about it and it goes back to normal.
Get over here!
Yeah. So I had
Shanakala.
I won't say any names of any stocks, but like I had bought a stock. It went low.
For the record, Ollie makes
and
$250,000 in here, and he's only 22
That
years
is
old.
not true.
Yeah, it's all true. Everything I just said was true.
Oh boy, I wish it was true.
I'm just kidding.
I really do. But I bought more of that stock when it would like hit almost rock bottom. I was just like, I was pissed. Don't get me wrong, I was pissed because I was like, fuck. I thought I did my research.
Wait. You
everything.
bought stock at rock bottom and you were pissed?
No, I was pissed that it kept going low.
Oh, okay.
And then I talked to my mom. She kind of knocked some sense into me.
Stick it out, man.
And
Don't pull out now. That's the worst thing you could do.
I was like, I wasn't gonna pull out because I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna end in a loss. Like I'm not doing that. And I know it's a big company. I know it's gonna come back. So I bought, I think, another like 10 shares.
Yeah.
And it's been going up, and I'm almost reached my threshold of where I bought at. So as soon as it crosses that, it's just money in my pocket.
You're pulling
it's
out.
even going to be even more because I bought more shares.
Pull out, man. Make it real. What are they saying? The Wolf of Wall Street. He's like, the trick is to never let them pull out. They're getting money rich on paper, but when they pull out, that's when it becomes real. So you always have an
That's
idea.
when it becomes real, yeah.
You always have to have an idea, like this next thing, this next pony, this next horse, this next long shot or whatever. Keep them going on the circus, because they like to gamble and we're all competitive. But when you pull out, that's when it makes it real.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
Archie Strider, that's what she said. Never pull out. Never pull out
I got
IPA.
to go to the Boeing Museum of
Look,
Flight.
I'm gonna be
in
honest. I
Seattle.
don't really like beer
That
that
thing
much.
was cool. That was cool.
That's what put Seattle on the map. There was a lot of jobs
it?
up there. Well, I mean, my family was up there from military, but I remember there was a lot of people up there in like the 70s and 80s that were working for Boeing. So like, when did commercial flying get big? In like the 60s? When were people actually
give or
like
take.
people were taking flights? Because before that,
You
it was
could
just
smoke
all
cigarettes.
yeah.
Oh, you can do all sorts of like
Fucking rip bong
crazy
rips.
shit compared to now.
Yeah, have like 3 dogs on your lap and just ripping a cig and just getting drunk as hell.
Wow.
Everyone's having
Yeah.
sex. Everyone's just having sex on these
With
Austin
a bottle of
Powers.
whiskey that you brought on the plane.
Yeah,
You
on the
brought on the plane, yeah.
yep. Now we're cooking with grease. With the Austin Powers beds that would go around, that would circle and around.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
Can't make
But-
that movie anymore.
The place is actually really cool because it's right next to an airfield, and then they have like full size 747, 787, 737,
757 is the big
old
one.
Air Force One that was donated during Nixon's
Look, I'm gonna
time.
be
Like it
honest.
was used
I
during
don't really
Nixon's
like beer
time, so
that
it's an
much.
actual like and like there's a Black Hawk 71 like that's just planes you would never really see in life that you get like just front access to. And I mean, if you're like, I'm a big like military nerd, like airplane nerd, like I love that stuff.
Aviation,
like, I live for that
yeah.
stuff. I mean, just anything motorsports, I'm always into it, right?
Right. No, and I agree with you.
And so like it's funny, like we were there and my mom was like, she's like, I learned so much from this, from just listening to you just rant about every single thing going on, like about all the different planes. She's like she's like listening to other tours kind of going on. She was reading the things, and I explained to her, I was like, oh, this was used then, this was this
This
was
is
this.
World War II. This is
Yeah.
Vietnam. Yeah.
And like I got to see a Concorde there. I'm so sad I never got to fly on a Concorde.
What's a Concorde?
It was the first supersonic commercial flight. So you could go from New York to London, and I think like around like 2 hours or something like that. It would maybe less than that.
So
And
what
then
were people
when
doing?
It was
Sorry.
usually like an 8-hour flight.
So what were people doing before that? It was all just like a blimp, or you had to take like a Titanic boat? Like, how were people coming from getting across the pond, or like going to Hawaii?
It was ship. Yeah.
Or a blimp, right? Like the blimp scene
No,
from.
blimps never went cross Atlantic.
They never went across the Atlantic. Okay, that was all bullshit from Indiana Jones when he'd be like on the blimp, and it would
no,
be skipping
they
countries.
Were not, they flew one way too slow,
Right.
and two, if they were too much at the risk of like winds
Liability.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Led
And
Zeppelin.
they
Yeah,
also don't fly that high.
I would also think they can only go east with the jet stream, not against it, probably.
They don't have enough power, like enough
Right.
like thrust.
Right.
Who's been
It
on a
just- It wouldn't
blimp?
work.
Has anyone in here ever been on a blimp?
I have not.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'd ever go on a hot air balloon either. I've
Fuck
seen
that
way,
shit.
yeah, I've seen way
Hot
too
air
many.
balloon, I couldn't do.
Nah, I've seen way too many TikToks of like
too
shit
much,
going
like,
bad.
up in the air. Like
Yeah.
you're
The internet.
like hoping for good weather.
No, like worst case scenario, send me up there with like a parachute, and something goes wrong. Like, hey man, this is how this works. We're just jumping out and pulling the thing. We're pulling the thing. No, but all guys, I'm with you on the whole aviation thing. Like, my mom's a career flight attendant. My uncle was flight attendant for American Airlines forever. Every time I fly, I look around and I look at these planes. I'm still a firm believer. Like, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't work. Like this.
But a plane shouldn't work.
Yeah, a plane that's like this big shouldn't be like up in the air and landing perfectly. And
Well, so the landing is there's no such thing.
it doesn't make
landing.
sense. It just doesn't make sense.
It's literally landing is a controlled crash. Like, so I got a buddy who's a pilot, and he's like, literally, we know what we're doing.
That's a good point, Zach Pearson. Hot air balloons,
Like-
you're up there forever. It's like, I just want to be up there for 5 minutes and come back down. Like, I got it.
Down button.
I don't want to feel like I'm on a flight. Sorry, what were you saying, Elias?
Like planes, they're literally, it's just a controlled crash. Like they're pointing the plane to go down
Right.
when the plane wants to go up, right? Like they're forcing it to do something that it doesn't want to do. Because like the plane, you have it designed to go
Whoa.
up.
I got you, man. I'm giving a big shout out to Brewing Bad right there, man. He's talking about he's the
Good
Dookie
stuff.
as well, man. He's the shit.
Yeah, I
Chris
saw when I
Vodka,
went
Zach Pearson,
from-
baby. Let's go.
I went from the Homebrew for Life symbol to the Dookie, and I was like, hey,
Let's go, baby. Much love, all you guys. Thanks, man. Love all you guys, man. But I saw a funny joke from Rob Schneider the other day. Someone sent me that joke about he's talking about, I think it was American Airlines or something, but he was like, yeah, the CEO of American Airlines said his number one focus for 2023 is to focus on having pilots, or is to hire pilots based off like diversity. And he's like, diversity, like for pilots, like I don't understand that. Like, shouldn't we just have the guys with the most hours and the most experience? No, he's like, hey man, like we're not talking about like, you know, like
Best pilots.
yeah. He's like,
I
we're not,
don't care if they're all one race. They're
yeah,
the best.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I think he's right, man. Like these white guys that are just like landing planes consistently, like it's just boring, you know. Like let's get some like, you know, like
Spice it up,
let's
my
just
dude.
spice it up, man. Like let's just get anything else in there. And I was like, that's a great joke. Like this is a pilot who's in charge of like 500 people's lives every day, twice a day, and your biggest thing is diversity. It's not like training or drug testing or like, you know, doing a random test every 6 months to make sure these guys are, you know, still on point and they're, you know, razor sharp and stuff like that. It's like diversity. It's like, I don't know, man. We're not talking about guys that pick up, you know, trash at the summer picnic, you know, for a job when you're out of high school or something. Like this is like a fucking real important thing. You know, usually it's like, most of these guys have probably military backgrounds or Air Force, or they got their pilot's licenses through the military so they didn't have to pay for the hours or something like that. I'm sure you know a little bit more about that, Aliaz. Like people that get their pilot's license that pay out of pocket. Like I'm pretty sure it's like
Oh yeah,
a
it
couple
costs a lot of money.
$100,000. Yeah, because it's based on the hours, and you have
So
to
because-
pay to rent the plane and then have a guy.
Pay to rent the plane unless you buy your own plane, which costs money. And so what a lot of pilots
Yeah, like
do,
diversity. This is the one thing where I want like the best guy for the job. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you're
Yeah, I don't give a-
Doogie
yeah.
Howser or you're green or
as
you're
long,
orange.
as
Like,
long as
you're-
they're
I don't give a fuck if
not
you're even. Yeah, I don't
high
even give a
drunk
fuck
and
if you're
doing
even
the
like
job,
a
that's fine with me.
dude. If you're like an AI machine or like one of those heads from Futuramas that's in a tank that's cut off. Like if you're the best flyer, like let's get your ass in there. Diversity right now is not what's supposed to matter. You know, it's the guys that have the best success rate of doing what they do. You know,
Most
They got-
experience. Unfortunately,
most-
there are many different jobs that's like kind of infecting. It's kind of a
Yeah.
controversial topic, but
I'll
I don't know.
not to me, but I'll send you guys the link to it's
send
Rob
that to
Schneider, but he nails it, and I'm botching it right now. He's like, diversity is the
I
number
agree
one
with you.
thing. Like, right? Hey, we got this thing
But
that's going to go
the
up in the
thing is,
air. It's only been around for about 50 years.
Because being a commercial pilot and being an airline pilot are two different things, right?
What do you mean?
So it's the main difference is how many hours you have, right? For a commercial pilot, you need X amount of hours.
No, I'm going in.
And oh, that one's good. Actually, I won't say anything, but I actually like it.
I think if you like it, I'm going to like it. I think I'm speaking for all three of us.
Not a fan of Mosaic, but I'm coming around.
It's also like 8.6% that beer.
Well, here's the thing. Party Time
really?
could probably tell you a lot about this. This is what he does. Cityscape, man. Welcome to Barrage Army, man.
Yeah.
Much love. Thank you,
And
Cityscape.
so-
We got to
so
get him on
like-
here.
Like I think it's like 10 times amount of flying to be an airline pilot, because like because like airlines want you to have like a lot of flying time.
Yeah, as
And
you should.
I want him
as you should
too. Yeah.
agree. As I 100% agree with that. Like
Okay, so transport pilot
Yeah.
is thousands. Commercial is 200 or
commercial
so.
is
Only
200.
200
Let me
hours.
add Party Time really quick. Let me make sure it's set up.
Thank you. That I was
to-
I was reading about it and everything too. And so what a lot of people when they get the commercial pilot license is they start doing lessons, right? So they start teaching other like beginner folks how to fly. So
Yeah.
that gets their flight hours up. And so they'll do that for some time before they apply to be a pilot at like an airlines or something.
I'm gonna find this Rob Schneider bit right now. But
Yeah.
I heard every word
I mean,
you
it
said,
goes for
man.
anything. Do you want a diversity hire for like your doctor, or would you want the doctor that has like 30 years experience?
I want the doctor that's going to get it right.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
It goes
United
for
Airlines.
Any job, in my opinion. Like,
Look at this guy.
Oh, is it United Airlines?
Yeah.
Coming up this year, all the hiring for the new pilots, the main focus is going to be diversity.
It's choppy when you post
Yeah, I
it too.
can't really hear it.
I'll send it to you guys.
Just send it to us.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I've been
Oh
following
shit,
his
Warren
work.
Cox with the gifts.
All these white guys that have been landing planes, like it's just boring, man. Like let's mix it up, you know? And no, he nails it. He nails it. We got some more love in here too, man. Who's in here right now? Warren Cox,
just
much
gifted
love,
5.
man. Much love to the Sydney barrage out there. I'd imagine that's Australia.
He's a really cool guy. It's funny, like.
Hell
me
yeah,
and
he's
chat
cool.
on,
Thanks, Warren.
Facebook.
Wow. Oh, much love, man. But I understand, like, I think the diversity thing stems from like scale it back, just the opportunities to like even be in that position and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just want the guy that's got the most experience in hours, and he doesn't have any DUIs, or he was an Eagle Scout growing up and stuff like
Back
that.
off, war child.
I don't know. Watch the thing when we get off.
Hey, that gets me the job. I'm an Eagle Scout and I'm diversity. Let's go.
You're diversity. What are you?
I'm diversity. I'm fucking Indian.
Oh yeah, that part. I didn't know that. No, I'm just kidding.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
No,
I mean,
Cityscape. That'd be
you
cool.
would be able to- like, if you were to describe the things that I do, you would be like, "That's the whitest dude I know." Plays golf, brews beer, makes barbecue,
Well, the
Does-
IT thing's going
does,
against you though.
has a Mustang. Like,
That was my neighbors last year because I lived in Carlsbad, but it was like the last barrio. I was the only white guy living in pretty much a barrio, and I was like, dude,
Yeah.
these guys celebrate 4th of July better than white people. If you go in my neighborhood
dude,
at 4th of July,
celebrate,
dude, there's a
like a kid-
potluck. They got
we do
fireworks.
4th of July.
Dude, these guys are celebrating. All my Hispanic neighborhood was like celebrating like St. Patrick's Day. Like these guys are more American than fucking Americans. Like
I
these
have a
guys are.
question.
Oh,
What's a
for
barrio?
sure.
What?
They love it here too.
What's a barrio?
A barrio is like I'm gonna say something where I'm gonna get in trouble. A barrio is
You're gonna
like
get canceled.
not a ghetto, not suburbia. No, I'm gonna let you kind of do the
I
math
literally have
here.
no clue.
Like East LA, like barrio, like a Mexican neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like in Carlsbad. I lived in like the the only place I could live in the beach that was still affordable, and I was the only
Affordable?
white guy in there. Yeah, there might have been maybe one other white guy, but all my neighbors were Hispanic. And these guys, when it was 4th of July or any President's Day or something, like they'd be outside, vibrant things going on, stuff in the trees, lights going off. And I was like, I go over to my friends' houses who are actually white, and their kids are just staring at iPhones, and the mom's like ordering pizza. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna go hang out with the the Latinos in my neighborhood. And they were always like, they were always the best, man. They were always like knocking on my door and, hey, come on over and this and that.
They're super friendly about it too. So like, I
Yeah.
was staying at an Airbnb when I was in Massachusetts for a bit while I was
Elementary.
trying to get my apartment.
Brian in the house, man. He's
And-
going back to school in like a week.
And they were Latinos, and so they were celebrating. The daughter, I think, just finished middle school or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, yeah, we're having a little party, a little get together. She's gonna be going to high school. You're in the
Quinceañera.
house anyways. If you want to
Quinceañera.
celebrate with us, we got family coming over. Just letting you know." And they had more coolers of beer than they had of water.
Oh yeah, they party,
And
man.
this was summertime too, and I
Uh-huh.
was just like,
I miss my
and
neighbors.
I'm like, "Is it cool if I grab a beer?" He's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
go."
Yeah.
And they were getting hammered.
Oh, they
at this
party,
middle school graduation
Yeah.
party. And I'm just like, I don't think this has to do anything with the graduation. They just needed an excuse to get hammered.
No, dude, they well, maybe
I looked real quick and I was like, I like your style.
well, I think there's a similarity thing there, because my favorite two cultures, like partying cultures, are Irish and Hispanic, and I think it both stems from Catholicism, right? So big families like to drink a lot, like to celebrate religion, like to celebrate, bringing a lot of people together, So I think that's why they do it. Like any excuse in my old barrio, and like it was going on. It was a potluck. There was never any sketchy thing. There was never any like Vato shit. Like everyone had grown out of that all in the 90s. It was kind of funky in the 90s. But these guys would know how to party, and they would knock on your door and just be like, hey, here's a little invite, whether they know who you are or know that there might be a language barrier, they don't give a shit. They're literally inviting everybody in the neighborhood, like, hey, it's over here and this and that. And the landlord, this guy hated me. This guy everybody hated him, and he hated everybody. But he would like trip out. If I was drinking beers in the parking lot or we were brewing, he would always give me shit. But he was Hispanic. When we would party for Cinco de Mayo or whatever, the whole neighborhood would come together. People would be getting drunk in the middle of the streets, man. This guy didn't say a word. And I was like, yo, man, is it because I was white? Is it because, like, come on, man. Like, let me just drink a couple beers on my parking lot or in my driveway from time to time, man.
Driveway.
But this guy is like, fuck, what was his name, man?
That's what I like to do for Halloween.
This guy fucked me up, dude. I never got my.
I'll keep a bowl out of candy for the kids.
This guy owes me a
And
deposit.
I have a cooler
That's
full
funny.
of beer for the parents.
What was his fucking name?
Look at Goose's comment. You invite them so they don't call the cops after hours.
There you go.
What? Yeah, man.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's awesome, man. What up, Beer Hounds? What's up, dog?
Invite the cops over and
All right, I think we should get party
have a good
time in
with
here.
them.
We tried to send him an invite. He should be in here. James, where you at?
He
Nah,
sent him
man.
an invite. He should have a link to the chat and he can just join the call.
Irish people, Hispanic people, they definitely know how to bring families together and have a good time and a good
Indian
hangout.
people know how to do that too.
I've never been invited. I wouldn't know, man.
Oh, Indian people know how to partay,
Never been to.
even without alcohol too.
What do you mean?
Like, they
Most
will
Indian
go-
people, they're mostly Muslim, right? You're not allowed to drink.
No, most Indian
that
people are
racist?
mostly Hindus.
Let me know if it's racist.
So what is their alcohol beverage choice?
Hey,
That's a good
now
question.
there he is, man. The man, the myth, the
know.
legend. Party time. What's up, Raj?
Wow. Oh, not too much. Just hanging out and trying not to screw up my sound. I think it's working.
You sound good, man. How'd the brew day go, brother?
Oh, it went good. I didn't really do brewing today. Just kind of did some canning and
Cellarman.
just
Clean up.
transferred over to a bright tank. So
Nice,
all
man.
good.
Everything worked out?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Good.
Nice and smooth. And the batch I just transferred over, I'm gonna basically donate to a dude that his son just got diagnosed with cancer, so we're basically just
man.
gonna give that whole
Well, good for you.
Palette to him.
all the sales from that to him. So looking forward
No,
to
cheers to you,
nice.
man.
getting
Yeah.
that out there and helping them out.
No, good man right there, dude.
It's like
just-
Canada
just,
love.
Just to get real for a second.
Yeah,
That's about it.
send the positive vibes that way for sure, man.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Kids
Elementary
and wife
brewing.
doing well.
Oh yeah, they escaped. They went a few hours away today, so they're
They
up in
escaped.
Cape Breton. Yeah,
Escape.
This isn't gonna work.
yeah. They gone for 2 days.
How's the weather? Like I was just in Vancouver and it was fantastic. It was a bit hot
That's a good
for
word.
them, but it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's good. We've been having like here, like we get the heat warnings when it's like, I think 31 Celsius with like humidex up to around 40 or 38 or something. Which I'll do a quick translate.
Damn, elementary's on a good one, man. Where's my
I guess
invite?
that's about 104 with the humidex, so not nuts, but
Do
Elementary's
you guys have
living-
AC or no?
oh yeah, yeah, we do.
okay.
Most people have it.
I think most people have it now. Even in California, I went
Well,
back
some
there.
of the older houses in Canada don't.
True.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
my
A lot
cousin's
of
place we
people-
stayed at did not have AC when we were in Vancouver,
No, that's funny.
and I was like, "Ooh, 80
Yeah.
degrees in the house, and I'm going to bed in that." It's a bit warmer
Yeah,
than I
it's-
like it, but
Yeah, you got.
But I had a fan. I kept the window open. It cooled down at night, which was great because it got into like the 60s at night. I was like, yeah, that's what I like.
Noam, you're going in?
Yeah.
Okay. Not gonna lie, this beer I'm gonna put like
Ooh, it's dark.
it's not as good as the last one. It was not as good as the Pine House Hazy.
it's not as good as
It's not-
gonna be. So it's
Not-
more. It's trying to go more for that Western IPA, West Coast IPA, right? But it's definitely more on the malty side.
Yeah,
I was gonna
I
say.
can smell the malt.
It's super malty. It's almost like extract.
Smell
Yeah, but like there are times where I do enjoy that beer.
No, it's a good beer. It's just you set the bar pretty high on the last beer.
Yeah, no, you guys.
We
I
should
think
have
that's
drank
probably
this
the
one
best beer.
first and then went to this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, no. No might love it, man. You know, beer's art is subjective, so fuck me.
no, but like you're right. Like Pine House with Electric Jellyfish, that one's probably the best beer I sent you in that whole pack.
Well, not only that, but that might be the best beer name of all time. Electric Jellyfish. That's like some
I think they
Captain Beefheart shit. Frank Zappa.
pretty sure they did a
Or Miles
beer
Davis.
and brewing like recipe breakdown on that beer. I could be wrong.
Electric Jellyfish.
Huh.
Which is funny because jellyfishes, aren't they already electric? Or am I thinking of eels?
I guess they have the. I don't know if they have enough.
Do they sting you or do they zap you?
They sting you.
Okay, never mind.
Complicating this.
All right.
They don't zap you.
I'm fucking this all up.
That's the electric eels. They're the ones who zap you.
Is there a war going on in the
Surprised at
chat?
How malty that beer is actually.
It's very malty. It reminds me of a Homebrew for Life beer.
But
Is that good or bad? No.
It reminds you of a homebrew for life beer.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. This reminds me of a beer that I brewed.
It almost tastes like an Oktoberfest beer. It has-
Interesting.
Oh yes, I got something to say that's funny about the humidity in the South and the lack of AC. Because you're right. Because where I was at in San Diego, my cousin's house, they did not have AC, and it was brutal. And everyone's like, "Oh, you go down to the South, or you go down to Florida, or New Orleans, and it's super brutal." It's like, well, yeah, but we have AC down there. You have to
Yeah,
have
but
AC.
we have AC.
I would rather
everywhere.
have AC down here than be in California without AC. Does that make sense?
Agreed. Right.
Yeah.
That was my thing because like I was living in the Northeast, and I was complaining like, how the fuck do you guys not have AC? They're like, well, it's not as hot as it is in Texas. I'm like, bitch, we have AC. when
Right.
It's
It's
80
better.
degrees.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
90 degrees
Yes.
with AC.
No.
This fucking sucks.
Yes, I understand in San Diego or in California, if you live like damn near a quarter mile from the beach, you do not need air conditioning. I'll give you that, even though there's like still that 1 month where you're doing Kvaik outside or you're doing organic kettle sours. But like, I'd still rather be in the South or New Orleans in AC. It's like realistically, when are you ever outside? Does anybody work outside? You go to the gym, you have air conditioning. You're in your house, you have air conditioning.
Well, I mean, like construction workers, like blue collared guys, right?
Yeah,
They
I
work
understand
outside.
that. They're allowed to bitch and complain, but like, I don't think anybody in here is on a rooftop, hammering nails.
Get off
I am not. No.
Dude, not only that, man, but so today was my day off, and I helped out my coworker. I built her some. I sent you the picture.
Shelves, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, at least have your air conditioning on. You know, I was just doing a couple cuts, 2x4s, building a little some shelves and what's the circular thing that you hang clothes on? Just making a couple cuts and shit like
just
that.
a hanger rack.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking put your air conditioning on. Like, I'm helping you out. I'm giving you 2 hours of labor and all my tools for free. Like, I know you just bought this house. I'm making these cuts in your garage going outside. I can see the air conditioner. Put the motherfucker on. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never understood people like, oh, I'm just trying to save. Like,
I'm just trying to save
Be
money. Let's just
comfortable.
chill when it's 78 degrees and humid. Like, nah, I don't know.
Back off or child
The
seriously.
the humidity is not bad in Knoxville. It's really bad in Florida and New Orleans. But Knoxville, the weather
Florida's horrible.
Florida and New Orleans are brutal. But Knoxville has low key, I think, the best weather in America. I think it's exactly like San Diego.
Oh, when we went was fantastic.
And when you guys came in what, September? Because you guys came in for the World
No,
Series.
November.
It was no.
I think.
It was.
We
it
were
was,
November, yeah.
And the World Series ended here. That was Game 6.
Yeah. We watched Game 6, and I was the most hated man in Knoxville that night.
Phillies,
At least I'm
Astros. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hit the head. I'll be right back. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
There
Nobody
was
go
that
anywhere.
one lawyer guy.
Especially
I think he's
elementary.
a lawyer, right?
Oh, Chuck, when he grabbed the trash can and started banging it.
Yeah, but also like when Astros won, he's like, you guys want, like, me and him had a bet. Like, I said I'd buy him a beer if the Phillies won that night, and he said if the Astros win it all, I'll buy you 3. I was like, cool, you have more money than I do, and so he bought us around because the Astros won and the whole thing that night, and I was
I
was
think I
happy.
forgot all about him hitting the fucking garbage can.
him and Sean were laying it into me the whole time we went, the whole time.
Oh my god, that was. I think we went there like pretty much every night we were there.
I think
And-
every night we were, and I
Yeah.
think one time we went twice.
Yes,
Mob.
yes. And I even went there once without you. You hadn't showed up yet, so we were there like all the time, right? So, but that was like the highlight of my trip because it was such a cool vibe. Everyone was getting along with each other. Everyone was like just.
I love the
talking.
diner vibe that it has, right? Like that old
Yeah.
school diner.
It was such a cool time, and plus, like another funny thing was like when we were rolling up for the first time, I was like, dude, they got like I think it was like 60 beers on tap, and you're like, why?
What?
And I fucking lost it because I did.
Dude, you were dying laughing, which was funny because you're like, you were super excited, and I'm just like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's too many.
There's way too many.
But yeah. So I was not expecting that response because, like, to me, I love that. Like, like a lot of the craft bars around here are like
Right.
99 beers on tap. Don't get me wrong, most of them suck.
So, so the thing that concerns me is I don't feel like they're gonna always be filled with quality, and
Right.
2, I don't like that's 60 beer lines they have to take care of. You think they're gonna keep every single beer line nice and clean so you get a nice clean pour? That concerns me,
Yeah.
right? When it's like 6, 7, it's easy to keep clean, right?
All right,
Like,
what
that's-
happened?
That's not a whole lot of work.
Who do I have
When
to
you
kill?
got 60, that's a lot of line to clean.
I would think they hire somebody to do that though.
Yeah,
like,
for
you
sure.
know.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You don't want to pay your bartender's not going to know shit about caustic or
Right.
CO2
Caustic,
or PSI.
yeah.
He ain't gonna know shit.
And they have couplers.
Browse
that
Wills.
your whole line.
Sorry, what happened?
I don't know.
Hey, we got a pretty good turnout,
Cityscape,
man.
became a member.
We were talking
Wait.
about Moab.
Cityscape's the
or
barrage.
Moab, rather.
Moab.
We got a
Moab.
Cityscape on here. It's a good way to
Mother
promote.
of all bombs. Let's go.
And for those who are unaware, we've got Party Time in here. Him and Noam used to put out YouTube videos. They stopped. They stopped.
How dare you, good sir?
They hung me out to dry. Tom Alvarado, man, TA in the house.
Hey, no, see it. She just followed in your footsteps.
Everyone, what? Everyone's got to quit.
Of
after
stopping making YouTube videos.
No, man, I got
No one
shots
else-
fired.
no one-
I only have like 6 months to catch up with. That's only like
Sniper in the tower.
that's like 4 CH videos. Or something.
No,
Coming from the guy
James,
who's
when you take a lot of
YouTube
time
video.
off, it's like going back to the gym. It's like just,
Yeah.
I don't know how you in elementary do it, to be honest with you, but a real life, a real job, a real family. But I look forward to both your next videos. Trust me, I'll be one of the first,
I may
20
release a
people to watch them.
Trolling video next time.
Do it, man. Do it. James, how's it going with the surgery and everything?
Alvarado.
How's
Oh, it's
post op?
going good. Walking around, no problem. Just yeah, like I just said to Chris in the chat there, I just need to just work on getting rid of my limp, realizing how crooked I walked before. So now I'm just trying to like rebuild the muscles and shit to get me.
No more duck
hopefully
walk.
Hopefully not duck walking, but you never know. I don't know if
Yeah.
you can fully get rid of it once you've been doing it for 10 or 15 years, but hopefully it gets good there.
Right
can
on.
bend over and pick up stuff off the floor now, so I don't have to like do brew days and hope I don't drop anything, and then I'd have to call the wife to come pick it up.
Well, you look good, man. You actually
It's
look
getting
like
there.
you lost some weight.
Oh, it's this fresh hat. It's the new party time hat.
Oh, is that how it works? No,
China.
no, you
Yeah,
look good though,
that's what
man.
it is.
I'm not just saying
Ah,
that.
thanks,
China.
thanks.
Yeah. What up, Jorge
Appreciate it. No
Castro?
big deal.
Jorge, write me back on Instagram. I wrote you like a week ago.
Get over here.
Good to see Jorge in here though. I think he's got a new profile picture. But yeah, so I hope Elementary puts out a video as well for sure. Brewing at 6 a.m. in my garage. It's like 88 degrees. Yeah, that's the thing about the garage life. It's like you don't have any, Brian's a propane brewer. You got no AC out in the garage.
Yeah,
that's why it's so
wild,
nice to
yeah.
have a claw hammer or an anvil foundry.
Dude, I couldn't do like outdoor brewing here, man. Like it like right now it's like during the summer it's 105 outside. Like
Yeah.
it's just I can't justify like spending
It was hot. Yeah, it was
time.
hot.
Cause like even like last weekend, like right, like I did my brisket, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm inside, like my smoker's just like right by my back door.
I'm going to do that
So,
size
like-
brisket too, bro. That was like the perfect size brisket.
It was good. It was
That
like
little
I
one?
had what 10 to 11 folks over. I had
Yeah.
just a little bit left over for the week, so I was able to meal prep with it, and it's finished. Like I don't have a whole lot of leftovers. It was the perfect size. But like still like it wasn't that bad cooking it because I'm not outside the whole time. Like I just like with my smoker I have it at a point where like I can set it and forget it, right? Like I know like every 30 minutes let me go check on it, spritz down the brisket or add a piece of wood, work the coals. I'm not out there the whole time. Like with a brew day, like I'm around the kettle the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't.
I feel like anybody who's good at brewing would be a good cook too. Do you think that's a safe thing to say?
Yeah,
I think so.
having a good sense of like flavor,
Flavor, taste,
Timing, cleaning.
measuring, cleaning.
Yeah. 105 in
Right.
Puerto Rico
Detail.
today. 130 Elementary Brewing.
Like I've always been a good cook before
No,
I even
man,
got
this-
into brewing. So I think that kind of helped.
I think it all comes down to a level of
What
flavor
actually like what helped me with barbecue is like my skills in brewing. Like I felt like
That's
they
what I'm
went
saying.
hand in hand together.
That's what I'm saying. Knoxville has the most
my
underrated
God.
weather
Is that
ever.
what you are right now?
73.
Son of a bitch, I'm at
People
89 right now.
people have no clue how good Knoxville's weather is. It's nothing at all like Florida. And back to the whole Savannah
Also,
versus
it's not humid either.
It's not humid either. There's a couple days where you gotta wear a couple. There's a couple days
much
where
the same as you right now.
I've got to bring a t-shirt in my car with me, you know. But other than that, like
Do you guys get snow?
like the perfect amount.
You guys got snow that one time,
Yeah,
right?
we get the perfect amount.
He got more snow than I did last year. Not even kidding.
That's wild.
No, I got to get my dad out here because if my dad comes out here, he'll move out here. I know that. But he's just got his prejudices of the South. He's still the person that's like, California's the best, the best, the best, the best. But he's never traveled. He hasn't traveled since he's like been 18. I mean, he's traveled, but he's never lived outside of California. He's been to Europe and Hawaii,
Dude,
but
Knoxville is nothing like the South. Dude.
not at all.
It's,
No.
It's like
Knoxville's
honestly, I would say it's pretty liberal. Like I wouldn't.
oh,
yeah,
for
I'd say
sure.
it's liberal.
Not like Asheville liberal, like those motherfuckers that go.
No. I
Dude,
wouldn't say like California or anything like that. But it's not like
right, but that was my joke last week. It's like when
where are you from? You ain't from these damn parts.
no, and I've talked about
You ain't welcome in our town, you yank.
no,
Like, it's nothing that.
no, it's nothing like that. But I was who was I talking to about that? I'm a firm believer that
About to get most of that
Asheville
southern accent.
Asheville is the San Francisco of the South. Remember I was telling you guys last week, when you go so hippie, when you become so hippie, you become like a post-apocalyptic tribe. You become like white trash.
You go
you know?
so left, you become right.
Yes, you go so far left. You're like, hey, you know, I'm gonna dye my hair this and shave everything off and rip my shirt off.
One of us.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go so far hippie that I actually just become like fucking absolutely disgusting. Knoxville's not there yet, you know. So Knoxville, I think it's got like a good 20 years left before it becomes like, I don't know, San Francisco or whatever. Asheville's got about 10 years left because it is
How's gas prices?
$3 a gallon.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
That's what we got here in Texas.
Yeah. Tombstone Todd, what's up, man?
What's up?
104 degrees right now. You guys are crazy.
God damn.
You guys are
Where's
crazy. The Brew Show says it's 75. Get over here. Tombstone Todd, I think he's out there in Texas.
Back off, war child.
No, Zach Pearson, no.
820.
All he else knows that
820. No,
South
that's
Carolina and North Carolina are definitely in the South. But as far as temperature goes, like, no.
Get over here. Are they, though?
Yeah. But I do know, hey, we got 60 people in here. That's the power of Party Time James's new hat.
Party Time Brewing. He brought
That's
us
the new hat. That's exactly how that works.
Really,
Yeah. That's
really
exactly.
adding to this conversation.
That's how that works. 100%.
Our gas just went up to like $1.76 a liter.
Yeah, but you're on like the peso up there,
Which is
Nova Scotia.
$6.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
Alan, Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
the old government likes their carbon pricing or something like
Yeah,
that. So it just went up like almost 20 cents
I
a
filled up
liter.
half a tank of a Civic in Vancouver, and it took way more money than I was expecting. I was like,
Yeah.
and you have to prepay too, which I think was the stupidest fucking thing. Like you have to
Prepay
say,
for gas?
Yeah, because you have to. I don't know how much it costs to fill up a tank in Canada, so I'm guesstimating off of U.S. prices, which was first of all my biggest mistake.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Nice
put
try.
$15 in, and it went like the needle went. Eh. I was like, that was not enough. So it took way more than I was expecting, which is wild because like honestly, it was like what it would cost me to fill up my full tank was a half a tank, and I was just like, yikes. Because when we were in Seattle, it was like over $5 a gallon. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And people want to live here?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Hey, I got a big shout out. We got a couple big shout outs right here. We got Juvenal Hernandez, man. Cheers to Wednesdays, man. Juvenal's always showing love, man. Much love for that super
He's
chat.
always
Showing love, man. And then, yeah, dude, love that guy. And then the Brew Show, I don't know who's been putting out content recently, but I think it was just him this week, him and Steve doing the collab.
Apartment Steve, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Tanglefoot's been pretty consistent, I think.
I got to get Tanglefoot on. I think he's been in here. He's been in the chat a couple times. I'd love to have him on. I'd love to have Cityscape on.
Treehouse keeps putting out content.
Treehouse is putting out content.
Oh yeah, they're always releasing stuff.
He's doing it the way you should do it. Like he's doing like, you know, instead of doing a grain of glass video or
And
this now,
Cityscape's
he's just like, hey, like
content. Shout out to Cityscape.
Cityscape's barraging. Big shout out to them.
Oh nice. Yeah, I gotta check that one out.
We'll put
there now.
Cityscape in the chat ski right now.
I got you, Raj.
Maybe we get some subscribers out of this, man. Cityscape. What was the other one we were talking about earlier? What's the big meat channel? City Steeding?
City sitting, I believe.
I gotta go drain real quick. I'll be right back.
It's like a wife and husband combo.
All right. Oh, there he is.
You got it.
No, dude. I know Cityscape's channel. Hey, if you guys could
that.
subscribe to Cityscape, that'd be awesome. We might be able to get him up to 3,000 subscribers tonight. Or if I leave this up, unless, you know, no one blows it again and we have to pull this whole episode down. I'm just kidding. You know who blows it, man. It's always me.
You're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. It is me.
No, it's definitely me.
Fucking gnome.
No, fucking CH, man. Get over here. Well, last week got weird when we were talking about the tipping culture in Ireland. It could have been a good topic, but I think that we were just all way too annihilated.
Back off, war child. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't remember what time we finished, but it was definitely kind of late. Like I said, it was his 5 his time.
Big
which
love
I'm
to
not really sure.
big love to Elementary Brewing, man. Already subbed. Great content. Cheers to Elementary looking out for City. Get over here. Yeah, but when I can't get a word in, something tells me it's fucked. Something tells me like if I can't even get a word in, like the person that's on that hasn't really been vouched for,